Hello, and welcome to High Five Gaming Presents John Harper's Blades in the Dark. We are a collaborative group of gamers, LARPers, and storytellers that have come together to share our tales of adventure and woe. My name is Scott Olyarchek, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies or Game Master for these adventures. This session may contain swearing, bits of ultraviolence, and topics otherwise ill-suited for children. Viewer discretion is advised. For those unfamiliar about Blades in the Dark, it is a fiction-first narrative-driven tabletop role-playing game that follows a crew of scoundrels that you see before you hear. These particular chronicles will follow a group of assassins that refer to themselves as the Moonless Knight. Now let's introduce our scoundrels. Take it away, Jake.
Right off the bat.
Right off the
He
bat.
looked at me and all I could do was point at you.
Oh, I see. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see here. I'll be playing Abramacula, PhD, former teacher turned assassin.
All right. What do you look like?
Well, have you ever seen the Vermin Supreme?
Yes, I.
Copy paste.
All right.
Older, distinguished gentleman.
And what playbook are you playing? That guy.
The Leech.
All right. All right. Kerwin, who are you?
I'm Andres Walraven. I'm ex-military, worked for the Imperial military. I'm playing a hound, and my character's alias is The Tower. And for visual reference, basically Luke Evans in a mix between Dracula and the Alienist.
All right.
Not quite as long of hair.
All right. Michael.
All right, I'll be playing Aria Rose Black Raven. She's kind of a runaway, younger, and she's a lurk. That's the playbook, and I'm really looking forward to this. And the alias that I picked for her is Justice.
Angela.
All right. I am playing Violet Canning as a slide playbook. Her alias is the Beggar.
All right. Well, without further ado, let us begin. Our game begins with the camera panning down onto the streets of Duskwall, specifically the district of Char Hollow. The hissing of hot steam escaping through the valves and the crackling of fires littering the alleyways can be heard with the hustle and bustle of the laborers and dock workers making their way home from a long day's work. The view weaves between the menagerie of folks and settles on a tall figure leaning against a wall of a boutique. And that figure is none other than that of Arya. Arya, what are you doing outside that boutique?
I'm reminiscing about the dress that I wore on our first score, our first hit.
And what do you remember about that day?
Well, I had been running around the streets as I normally had, and when I met a fortune teller, she read my fortune and then gave me a job. And that job included some money that I was excited about, so I went and bought a dress that I've been eyeballing for a long time. I passed by that window 1,000 times. And then I showed up at the location that we were supposed to arrive at. Supposed to meet at to get the rest of the job details.
Camera fades back to you showing up at that location. Can you describe that location?
Yeah, it was a very dark and empty cathedral, a rundown, interesting place. The architecture was very bold, and I didn't really feel afraid. I just was admiring the space. I mean, after all, I've run with lots of more scary people. And so I just stepped into the old building.
Now, is anybody else there when Arya arrived? Or did you show up afterwards, posthumously? Or afterwards, I mean.
I would have definitely been there beforehand.
Right. So, seeing Arya come in.
Hello?
Hello. Were you sent here as well?
I was. I'm just waiting to hear something. Do you have news?
Not yet. Assuming we'll know shortly.
Were either of you there?
It would be after. Bursting in through the doors, hustling about, apologizing for my tardiness. 14 minutes late to the clock. Still here. Class can begin. My hat was here. We're present. Wherever I am.
Did you see the fortune teller as well?
So, I mean, there's a couple of people on the street.
I mean,
Just to say
who
that I
sent
saw.
you here?
Oh, yes. I was told there would be a gig. Something that I could do for money. I figured it was teaching.
You didn't know the nature of it.
I wasn't told. Not immediately, at least.
Okay, that's
Ooh, that's concerning.
very
I just assumed. Very few people want me for any other reason.
And Andres, when did you show up?
Before everyone, I'm waiting.
Okay.
like in the shadows.
Creepy-like.
Do you need to know something? I can teach.
I think you need to know something.
This is not a teaching gig.
Oh. Well,
I mean,
then why am I here?
I mean, if he's the only teacher among us, I doubt it's a teaching gig.
this is true, but we don't know why
Are you
he was
We
sent
really
here.
don't.
Are you being paid to be here? I mean, this is a rather large place. You can fit a lot of people in here.
As you continue discussing and trying to figure out what exactly it is that you're there to do,
Need to be my assistants.
there's a good solid knock on the cathedral door, left with a thunk, and then nothing.
I'm not
Shall I
doing that.
get it then?
Have at it.
And go get the door.
All right. You open the door, and there is a small card. The Five of Cups, with nothing but a name
Like on the door or the step?
on the door, on the cathedral door itself, with a dagger stabbed right into it.
Oh.
There's a name on it.
There is a name.
Pull the knife out and pull the card down. What does the name say?
The name says Ulf Ironborn.
Wolf Ironborn.
Does the name mean anything to any of us?
Would I know? Didn't know him once or twice. Taught him. Failed him.
He was from the Silk Shore, right?
Um,
Or is he not?
no, his primary hangout is in. It's not Shar Hollow. It is one of the poorer districts.
Turned away from the lack of financial aid. It's not my department.
I mean,
There's
his name is familiar.
If any of you go to any sort of the brothels or the local taverns, he's a very outspoken Skovelander.
Okay.
Dunslow. Dunslow's where usually hangs out, and that's probably the poorest community.
But he has turf in other territories or
Right.
other sections, districts.
If you want to call it turf, he tries to carve a name for himself. He's still relatively new to the city of Duskfall, but nothing more than a very loud braggart, as far as you know.
So just an asshole.
Yes,
Just
yes.
a regular old asshole. 5 cups. Usually decent fortune.
I can't believe they didn't tell you, she didn't tell you, why we're here.
Well, I just assumed I probably wasn't paying attention.
I see. I believe we're supposed to end this person.
Oh. This is going to sound entirely weird. But if we have to end them, can I carve up the body? I wish to learn.
I mean,
I have an anatomy class I get to teach on Wednesdays.
Do you want to deal with the wardens?
Right. Nope, best not.
Yeah.
If he's a willing cadaver, natural means.
I mean, that's probably best to try and make that the case, but
Does he drink a lot?
I don't think that's going to stop the wardens.
Is anyone good at making consent forms?
Consent forms. I don't think that's what we're doing here.
Our
No,
job
not
is
that part.
to dispatch. After that, hands off.
How do you want to do it?
I mean, first we need to find out more about him. And then we can decide what to do from there. Yeah?
You guys good with blood? Blood a problem for you guys?
Blood's not a problem.
I think we'll
Cool.
manage.
You'll manage? Okay, well then, I mean, totes for a knife, guns are okay, poison's not bad. I mean, if he's an asshole, maybe a knife is best. Put it right there in the bag.
I mean, that's what I prefer, but
Alright, well, I'm game. Let's do this.
So hearing this conversation, I could you still remain in the shadows?
I mean, you gotta
My
understand.
dog's gonna walk out. I'm gonna follow.
I wasn't doing it. I don't know what they're talking about. It's not like I don't imagine killing my students.
If,
Some of them.
if you're gonna give up that easily, you might as well just surrender yourself to the blue coats.
Oh, you're not one of them?
I'm not a blue coat.
Well, then fuck that.
I hope you've been invited here as well.
Probably by the same employer.
What about the tarot cards? Did you all get one?
I did.
Yes.
Did you not?
I did.
Alright.
I
Maybe
don't know.
we should start
I don't know
introductions.
any of you, so I'm going to use the card that I was given.
I believe that's what we're supposed to be doing. Pull a card. Justice.
Tower.
The beggar.
Profit.
Well, now that we know each other and we apparently have a target, maybe we should make a plan.
You military?
Yes,
I'll let you lead.
probably the smartest.
Of course.
Maybe the smartest thing you said yet.
All right. And then with talk of a plan forming, we'll go ahead and go right to the engagement roll. What type of assassination are you going to attempt to do?
Well,
What is our style? I can't
Our
remember.
style is murder.
Great.
yeah,
Weird.
so what did we find out? Because I mean, being our situation and not knowing a lot about him, we would have reconned.
You can use flashbacks during the
Yep.
score to find out things, and
I mean,
then
this
part of the
is a
engagement. Huh?
Right.
No, right now we're currently just deciding how we're going to engage.
Okay.
And then he's going to make the roll, and then Okay, we're gonna go. Well, we definitely would have went out a couple days before and kind of watched his habits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
So murder is our thing.
Great. Well, let's get the roll going. Take 1 dice for sheer dumb luck.
Okay.
Is this plan bold and daring?
It might get sloppy.
I would say that we're
Well,
probably
the
gonna
plan
have-
itself, not
actually
how it's going to
we're-
happen.
It's actually
is the
probably bold the fact that we've all just met each other.
Yeah.
We don't even know who this is.
And it's probably going to have to be done in fairly public because
So,
we
yes.
don't necessarily have an end.
Okay.
So 1 for that.
Yes, 1 for that. Does this plan hit them where they're strongest?
I would say if we
Is
can
at a
hit
titty
him
bar
in
strongest?
like hit him
If
where
it's at a
he's
titty bar,
vulnerable.
is that his strongest?
Yeah, if we're nailing him
Not
at the
necessarily.
brothels he visits.
I mean, if you're catching him with his pants
Probably.
down, no.
Okay, so then no.
Okay. Do you have any contacts that could potentially help you in this job?
I have a
would
physical.
imagine.
I have a
What do you-
prostitute.
Yes,
There you go.
that would do it.
That would do it.
Have
Yep.
pucker.
I have Nyrix the prostitute.
All right. Go ahead and add 1 for
Okay.
Nyrix there. Do you have any contacts or rivals that could potentially hinder this?
Priestess.
Sentinel.
No.
Jailbird.
Noble.
I guess
Sentinel maybe, but I'm trying to figure out why they might care enough.
Especially in a really poor part of town.
Especially in a really poor,
Yeah.
loud braggart.
An
Probably
asshole.
not. Yeah. They are a higher tier than you, so go ahead and take 1 away for that.
Okay.
Is there any other potential advantage that you guys have, or disadvantage that you have?
I mean, if we're choosing to try poison, I got an apothecary in my pocket. A little bit of wolf's bane. Done.
Or I could, if we're gonna hit him in a brothel, I could go in undercover and get him in another room.
Well, that's planning. We're not going to talk about that quite yet.
All right.
So,
No, I don't think sheet-wise we have anything else.
okay. Well, go ahead and roll those 2 dice, and let's see what you get
You
for
guys
the.
trust me.
Do it.
Yes.
Do
Let her
it.
Oof.
7.
And it's no,
It's a 6 and a
it's a
1.
6 and 1, 6 and
Yeah.
1. So you guys start out in a controlled position, the best,
Remember how these
one of the
dice
best
work?
positions possible. So you all show up at the brothel, and probably earlier than I don't want to say comfortable. You probably get there before Wolf does, and so you're not a random person that's just going to walk in, and you guys start either working the crowd, having drinks, or what have you, and.
Do we decide our loadout right now?
You decide
Yep.
the weight of your loadout, whether it is light, normal, or heavy.
Don't forget
Probably-
anything in italics doesn't count towards your
Weight.
weight.
So you just choose the
I almost think I would go in there light if we're gonna.
Mhm.
probably. I mean that's
Would a blowgun be considered an unusual weapon?
Blowgun?
It's
well, it weighs nothing though. It's italicized, so. But no, you worry about just that right now.
Okay.
Just the weight
Yeah,
of
you
the
don't have to
loadout that
pick
you
which
carry. You don't pick your
items.
items quite yet.
okay.
So whether it is light,
Yeah.
normal, or keep in mind the narrative ramifications of light are you look like any normal common citizen. Normal, you look like you might be there to do a job. Where heavy is you're there to rock and roll.
Yeah, light. We're blending in.
Yes, light is the easiest to blend in. So have you all chosen your loadout?
Yes.
Okay. So you all have hung out in this brothel probably about an hour's worth now before more people start rolling in. Unfortunately, you have no idea what Wolf actually looks like. So we'll go ahead and start
So
that.
we would have flashback, subterfuge, or subterfuge.
Intel gathering.
Yeah, checked out who he
Studying.
was
I
at
would have
least.
met with my contact, the prostitute, to see if she knows who he is and could have given us a better description.
Sure. We'll say, what are you doing in the brothel currently?
Currently?
Yeah, currently, before we do a flashback.
Are we assuming I'm in the same brothel as my contact? Because if we are, I'd be meeting with her.
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, that wouldn't even require a flashback then.
Okay. Well, I'm meeting up with her to kind of see what other information I might be able to gather, or see if she can point him out when he gets here.
Sure. Well, hello, dearie. What brings you in?
I need to find someone.
Someone for the night?
I mean, tonight only.
Well, you're just in luck, because we have a couple boys in. If that's your persuasion. If not, I'm sure any of the girls will be...
Boys is a term I'm not using. I'm looking for an older gentleman. Visits the establishment frequently.
Oh. So not your usual.
But nice. I was hoping you could help me out. Ulf Ironborn?
Oh.
It's not what you think. I just need to find him. But he can't know I'm looking for him.
Why do you need to find him?
Someone is rather displeased with him, and I've been sent with a message.
She acts like she wants to tell you more, but she clearly there is some apprehension to her wanting to talk about him. Go ahead and she'll take some sort of convincing to probably divulge this,
Consort?
if that is what you choose to wish or choose to use.
I will. Actually, I'll attempt to sway. How about that?
That will probably be better. Go ahead and say that is you are in a controlled situation and controlled standard.
Okay.
6.
It's a 6.
All right, so you do it. So you kind of lean into her a little bit like, come on, you know me. All right, so he'll be in probably, she takes a look over at the mechanical timepiece on the wall, probably another 20 minutes or so. When he comes in, I'll let you know. Do you need a room alone with him?
That would be preferable if possible. It won't take long. I won't tie up too much of your time and space.
Well, that's okay. He doesn't take long either. So she kind of does a little wave at you, and so what's everybody else doing?
I would have been waiting
Yeah.
for her to get back.
Okay.
I'm gonna meet back up with Arya.
Drinking at the bar.
Okay.
Did you get the room?
There is going to be a room, and my contact is willing to point him out when he arrives in about 20 minutes or so. So we are a go.
You should visit with him as you told your friend.
Yeah.
Then leave, and one of us should take care of business.
We're going with plan, chair, back pain.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
The one where I disguise myself as a chair, he goes to sit down, and I stab him in the back.
No.
With
Not-
the poison.
I mean,
I
do you
think we're
have
gonna
poison?
go. I think we're gonna go with the plan that he believes he's being taken to a room with a prostitute.
That would be the chair in the room.
I don't think we're gonna need a chair. I think he's just.
Futon.
I'm willing to do this.
Do you have poison?
Yeah, here.
Thank you.
Just hands it over to public
go ahead and mark it
bar.
on your sheet if it.
I mean, do you want to be waiting in the room and I'll bring him up to the room?
Or you go in and then come out and I go in.
Yeah.
Having you and me in the same room is probably not good.
Probably not.
What
So
do
is
you
it-
think? Military.
I think that I'm going to poison him before he gets to your room, and then he will die of natural causes.
I mean,
when
it's
he
not a
gets
bad
into the
idea
room.
to have.
And if
Several
if
fail-safes.
it comes to the point that the poison doesn't work as well as we'd hoped, then stab him in the neck.
I mean, I was planning on giving him a new smile.
Whatever your preferred method, maybe.
But no, I'll make sure that he has a good drink before he heads up first.
I'll take him up. Tell him I need a moment, and then you can walk back in.
The minutes tick by.
I'm going to be watching the show, and I'm going to be grading papers. If I hear anything,
Run.
towards the screen.
So the minutes tick by.
If he makes it out of the room,
Knife to the back.
Yes.
Candy.
And several men open the door to the brothel. And Nirix kind of gives you the nod.
Okay. Definitely can pick him out.
how many men is he with?
He is with 4 other guys.
Do you think you could run interference with his men in case it's needed?
I can try.
I stand up in the bar with 2 glasses, and I'm clearly drunk. Jerry! Jerry, you made it! Come here, have a drink with me, man. It's my old army buddy, Jerry. Jerry, have a drink, man. I haven't seen you since... Oh, my God. It's been 2 years. I thought you were dead at Grim Hollow. A lot of people died at Grim Hollow. To their memory.
Ulf looks at you entirely confused.
Jerry! It's Pep, man! We fought at the Battle of Baden Hill and Grim Hollow. You died at Grim Hollow and you're back. That's amazing. To Grim Hollow. And I drink.
You broke him.
Psychologically
So-
speaking, lots of people do totes fault.
Well, it's the idea of there is some sort of risk involved. Or is there some sort of risk involved with trying to get a guy to take a free drink?
I
Even if-
don't know.
I don't think
I
there's
don't
a
know.
risk.
It's
I
a
don't-
guy walking in to get a free drink.
Depends
in a
on how
brothel
paranoid he
frequently
is,
visits.
and also like how well he rolls.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just trying to figure if this actually requires a roll. And I don't actually think it does. So, yeah, he takes the tankard and... Thanks, buddy! He slams it on back. And we'll go ahead and start a clock here for Ulf dying from poison. With 2 on the clock. So he kills that drink and goes and finds a table the rest of his droogs.
Hey, you take care of my buddy, man. I go back to the bar.
Wait, those gentlemen serve in the military? You're, tell you what, I'll talk to the deans, get your child in to the school, if you can get both of those men a private show.
Where are you saying that?
Hey, who are you saying that to?
A bartender of some kind?
The madam.
The madam.
Madam? Okay. If you got the coin, I got the time.
Yeah. Want to slip a coin?
I don't have any coin.
I don't have a coin.
We're not there yet.
Nope.
I think you're up.
I am up. So I'm gonna head over to the table, some drinks in hand.
Okay.
You know, probably, around for the table.
Okay.
Just a pleasant smile on the face and a swing of the hips. Not even gonna introduce myself, and just start hanging on these guys. throwing my arms around him, just getting real close, just letting them drink and kind of to work their way through what I brought.
Okay.
After a few minutes of that, start hanging on Ulf. Just seeing, if there's any inclination there, see if maybe I can kind of pull him away from his buddies he brought in and towards the empty room I know that's waiting.
Okay. So how are you trying to accomplish this? Are you just are you telling him that, hey, there's a...
Oh yeah, I'm like, hey, there's an empty room. I don't charge, not for your first hour here.
Again, not so much of a roll for that, probably.
Free booze, free tits.
I mean, I'll roll a sway if y'all want me to.
I'm sold.
Nah, I think at this point that it probably doesn't require a roll for that. Yeah, he'll get up from his chair and take your lead.
Yep, kind of drag him along by his hand behind me.
Okay.
Bustle off to the room. Hopefully you've caught the direction I'm moving in.
Well, I've been kind of skulking around,
'Kay.
and so once you go in, I'll be nearby to
kind of
go
set
in
him on the
as you
bed
go
and
out.
say, "Be back in just a moment. I need to freshen up." And exit the room.
Okay.
So as soon as
Go ahead. That's gonna probably require a roll because this being what?
I will happily roll a sway for you.
Okay. All right. Still controlled.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, standard effect. Controlled standard effect.
5.
So you can go ahead and go through with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the effect will decrease a little bit down to limited. Or you can, or we can go into risky now.
Show me your ankles. It's always risky.
You're not wrong.
I'm thinking that he believes it, but the tone is going to shift. I think that fits the narrative better.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, so we'll go into a risky position now.
Okay.
All right. So he kind of looks at you. Whatever, and you leave the room, and
as soon as she comes out and goes one way, I go right in.
All right.
And close the door behind.
Do you knock it all or anything, or just go right on
I
in?
go in.
All right. So you enter in, and Ulf just kind of sitting there on the bed, kind of just leaning back, and probably he's got his hand down his pants.
I'll come in and be like, well then, looks like you're about ready.
Is this a 2-for-1?
It is indeed.
It's my lucky day. And he undoes his breeches and starts pulling.
Start undoing my bustle and
Okay.
and then get close.
All right.
And I'll rub my fingers through his hair. And as soon as I can kind of get maneuvered, from underneath the ruffles, I'll pull a knife and go for a neck.
All right. What action are you using for that?
I will do finesse, if that works.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it's definitely risky.
Okay.
And let's see. The effect level will be. He's almost buck-ass nude. Let's go standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take stress to add a dice.
Are you gonna push yourself?
How many?
That is 2 stress.
Okay.
Meanwhile, are we playing chop 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 with the?
I'm doing that because this is our first job and I really want to do a good job.
Okay.
Evenly, unless things get squirrely.
That would be a 3.
All right.
Things are about to get squirrely.
So like you go for the knife and like you're just probably bringing it like slowly up his back just to go for the throat, and like
Yeah.
he sees it and immediately goes for just goes for like the swing with the opposite arm of his, and just like decks you across the face. Go ahead and take a level 2. What's better than bruised?
Clocked.
Yeah, level 2 clocked. You can resist that if you so
do
choose.
want to do that.
And you could also maybe utilize armor if you wanted to, if you have the space for
I
it.
don't. I didn't put armor because of the loadout and like where we're at.
Okay,
And I'm like half unclothed.
okay, that's completely fine.
Oops.
It is. It's going to be a prowess resist. So the first column
okay.
of your prowess. So what I think you're
Yeah,
using
that's
3
3.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll them all again. 'Cause
Yeah.
You
Okay.
rolled off the table.
What's your highest one? 4? All right, so you take 2 stress, and that level 2 clock becomes a level 1 bruised,
Okay.
and he immediately shouts out, "Boys!"
I would like to go for a second hit.
And this, like, you all hear this out on the, like, above the sounds of laughter and other jovial nonsense happening in this place.
I raise my head. Go, Jerry! Yeah! Woo!
No, they all,
Stood up.
yeah, and start making their way up the stairs.
And I'm making my way up behind them, like, yeah, that's my boy Jerry! Yeah! As I get closer, I'm definitely going for knives.
Okay,
But
all right. Are you doing the same, or are you?
Yeah, let's see here. I assume their table is probably a little further away from all of
So
them.
are you being like trying to be like sneaky about like pulling all that
well,
shit? or-
the knives are like tucked in and things. They're not gonna see it until I'm right on. I'm not
Okay.
grabbing the knives.
You're not
until
actively
I'm-
pulling them out right now. You're just
Not
okay.
brandishing them.
Okay,
So.
all right.
I'm going to be heading down. Gonna try and intercept them at the hallway,
Okay.
and I have my briefcase in the one hand, making it look like I have to run.
And so you're gonna try and like goad them to like chase you,
Nope.
or what are you trying to?
I'm gonna try and bump into them,
Okay.
and when that happens, my briefcase is going to explode into smoke.
Okay. All right. That. What action are you using to do that? Like, what makes the most sense to you? Like taking your briefcase and like bumping into somebody, and wreck probably makes the most sense.
Wrecking
Like
my
to me,
briefcase. I mean,
like
Yeah.
probably hitting them hard enough to like disturb your stuff in there to set it off. And
yeah, the glass container in there that needs to shatter to
okay.
cause the
right.
reaction. It's like, oh no! Smash.
All right, so we'll go ahead and go. It's risky,
Okay.
and it is limited effect though, because it's in the briefcase and like, so it'll just basically like out the seams of the briefcase.
Flashback, tearing out the bottom of the briefcase and replacing it with something incredibly flimsy.
Okay, go ahead and give me.
Tinker on that.
Now that's something like super simple. Go ahead and take 2 stress for that flashback then.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and consider that a push yourself for greater effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Could I add 2 more stress for a die?
You can.
All right. Five.
All right. So you bump into them, and like the smoke goes off. but like you miss like you didn't quite fully grasp how strong that these guys are and how much of an asshole they really are. So like when you bumped into them to like shatter your briefcase, they really kind of like put the shoulder into it.
They trucked me.
Huh?
They trucked me.
They trucked you.
It
And
was just a little itty bitty thing. They were like,
and in doing so, they knocked you over like the banister of the ledge. So we'll go ahead and say that you are now hanging from the banister.
whee!
Like the fall won't kill you; it'll hurt a lot, but you are now in a desperate situation.
This is college.
All right.
This wasn't on the finals.
I stayed on that level,
Okay.
and I'm going to start coming up on these guys.
As the smoke is now
As the smoke's
filling the area.
dissipating.
No, it's filling
Oh,
the area.
it's filling?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna be rough.
Go ninja, go.
Yeah. I am going to walk up to the closest one and try some trance powder.
Okay. All right.
Just handful of pocket sand.
All right. What action are you using?
Prowl.
Prowl.
They don't even know I'm up there, and I'm coming for them.
That's fair, and the smoke's probably giving you some sort of
Yep.
advantage to sneak up on them. And
Yeah.
sure, we'll say that we'll say it's controlled limited
Okay.
because their vision is obscured and they're probably more focused on getting to the room with Ulf. So
And I take 2 strats
for
for increasing my standing.
increasing the effect to
Effect,
standard.
yes.
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
Great. Cool. 6.
All right.
Nice.
So-
Roll your dice.
Have at it.
All right. So like, were you going like to like maneuver behind or?
Yeah, just kind of like, moving right up behind whatever one's closest and just
And just kind of
handful of trance powder right across the face.
All right. So, like, you walk up behind the guy in the back and just kind of, and he just, yeah, like not necessarily like passing out, but he's
No.
definitely like on the floor now, picking daisies.
As expected. All right.
All right.
All right. I'm
All
gonna
right, what are
go
you
for like my other knife to get at him.
Okay.
So I'd like to use finesse again, just because that's how she, she's using Karambit knives, like
Okay.
very
Not
kind of.
necessarily worrying about
finesse
whether
weapon.
like getting hit by him, but just more like going for the fine like blow and.
Yes.
All right. Trying to decide if it's still risky or if this is
It's
elevated too
desperate now.
desperate into this.
I think it's become desperate.
Yeah,
at
I
this
think for
point.
you in this room alone with him, it is definitely a desperate situation.
Okay.
But since he has nothing but himself, we'll say standard. So desperate standard.
Okay. I'm going to again stress to get another die
Okay.
and take a shot at him.
There's a
6.
All right. So this, are you going for the kill?
Yeah.
All
Of
right.
course.
All right.
I'm
So
trying to get this over and get out.
all right. Describe how you got him.
So he smacked me, and I lean back and pull the other knife because I had the one, and then kind of come back and like up underneath his chin.
Okay.
Like right up underneath.
All right. So like the blade plunges in, nice and wet, and the hot blood just starts kind of dripping over your fist.
I'll pull it back out.
And he kind of pulls that like, and just falls.
So I'll wipe the blood and most of the blood on him.
Okay. What is your guys' special ability again for the team?
No bells.
Yep.
No bells? Okay.
Crow's Veil.
Great. And with the thud of his body, you hear nothing but the commotion outside in the hallway.
What? I'll put the knives away. Try to clean up what I can. like so I'm not all bloody.
Okay.
Tie my bodice back, and then get out of here.
Okay. Are you going out the door or you're otherwise?
Are there other options?
There are other options. I mean, there are.
There's at least a window.
There's probably at least a small window.
Are we on the first floor?
Second.
Second floor. Look out the window. Is there a way down?
There is a.
Created a way down.
That is a.
There
That is a
flashback
possibility.
option. An escape.
A ladder. Like
How would we have known that this room? That seems very not likely.
Contingency. You plan for a contingency. Or during that,
So-
hour wait, getting a room prepped. I
Yeah.
mean, you knew what room it was going to be.
Could I have like a handbag that has some sort of
Like climbing gear?
small rope?
Like the climbing gear
Climbing
on
gear in your list.
Yes.
There's climbing.
Yeah, you
gear.
could have stashed climbing gear in the room.
Once
Is
we know
there?
which one
There's
we're
not
doing.
climbing gear.
There's
Oh
not
yeah,
climbing
there
gear.
is climbing
There
gear.
is.
And I didn't take the other two, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so like you prepped beforehand and put some climbing gear in the room for a quick escape out the window. There is some risk involved with this and potential failure.
Of course there.
There it is.
It
But
wouldn't be
the
any
cool,
fun otherwise.
the cool thing is you're going out like the backside. This is basically the red light district. So it's just basically canal below. So it's just water that you,
Oh,
that
so
you
I
fall
can-
into.
But I don't want to.
But you don't want to get
Ruin the dress.
So if
I
you were
just
trying to
don't-
be careful about it and not ruin that spiffy new dress of yours,
That's now covered in blood.
it's not
Just,
covered in
just
blood.
this part.
What are you going to use
And
to
it's black.
climb?
What skill?
Yeah, what skill or ability are you going to use?
Prowl.
Okay, trying to be quiet and not raise
Yeah,
attention to
yeah.
yourself. Okay, all right. Well, it's definitely controlled, and with the addition of climbing gear, that will bump it up definitely to standard.
Okay. Doing also another stress
Oh god.
for
Don't
another
stress
dice.
out.
No.
2 stress, you mean?
2 stress for 1 dice.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Those
no,
are
well,
really
here's the
my
thing:
dice.
it's controlled. So
3.
you start climbing, and however you adhere to inside, whether it was tying it off to the
the
bedpost or
blood.
like, or the blood in your hand like causes you to slip or something like. So you start climbing down, and your grip or the rope slips, and you brace yourself more against the wall. You can either decide to go back inside and try a different way while keeping the controlled nature of your current situation, or continue on with risky.
What does continue on with risky do?
It's instead of being a controlled roll,
So I
it
would
now
roll
goes down,
again
You'll,
for-
you'll roll again on your next action, and it's now risky instead of controlled.
It's water.
Yeah, I'll do the risky.
Okay, all right. So inside, while Arya is escaping out the window, what are y'all doing?
Save me, big titty, please, people.
I'm coming up on the other 2 guys because the one guy's down on the floor
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing whatever.
He's out of commission.
I'm coming up on the other 2 in the smoke, and I'm going to go for a knife in the back.
All right. What skill are you using?
Hunt,
Hunt.
because it is definitely more a hunter style. Come up behind.
Okay. All right. It is still controlled,
Still smoky.
still smoky. Yeah, controlled standard.
And then
And
just
I'm
ignore
going
you.
to take 2 stress to add another die. Ha!
Oh.
Double six?
Boxcars.
All right, so that puts your effect level up to great.
Can I get the other one with it?
Do you have more than one knife on your loadout, or you just have the one?
I can do
The first
a
one is a
blade
blade.
or 2.
Blade or 2. Yeah.
Get the one and then.
Or just
Yeah. However, yeah.
you're walking by them, it's like, oh my god, I bet Jerry's getting it. Just like you.
So taking out the two guys though, like you do, like however you hit the one and then go for a stab, or however it happens. The thud of the bodies behind the guy that was in front definitely gets his attention.
There was only 3 guys.
No, there
and the
was-
ones
There
on
was
the ground.
4
There was
guys.
There was
four,
four
and I only
guys,
took out
including
one.
One's down. There are 3 with you.
There was 4 others.
Well, never mind then. I thought it was 3 guys
Nope.
and Ulf.
No.
No.
Nope, it was all plus 4.
Oh.
You should totes.
I got this.
That's all right.
And then
This
lick
will
the
be
blade
fun.
and go, you want
But he definitely sees what just occurred.
Pick him out.
So,
Go for the scare.
Do you have anything you want to do?
I'm pretty certain they're down the hallway. I'm not going to be able to see anything. I'm hoping. Climb out.
Climb up.
No, I know going limp means they'll probably take less.
wait, oh no, you're
Yeah, 'cause I'm
you're
hanging
desperate.
in
You're
there.
hanging
Yeah.
desperately.
Yeah.
How are you going to try and mitigate this situation that you have in front of you?
If someone with big features can just like be underneath of me.
Vast tracts of land.
Vast tracts of land. I love vast tracts of land.
All right.
I would love a softer landing.
All right. So what are you using to
Consort.
Consort?
I will consort with someone.
Consort. Okay.
With a
Go
larger
ahead.
frame.
Go ahead and roll your desperate consort for those tiggle bitties.
Oh, wow.
Pretty please. There's a nice sexton in for it. 5.
All right. So
I'll take a gentleman at this point.
Wow.
When you have to go to the book.
yeah.
Ah, you broke him.
We could be friends.
All right. So you do it. You convince a couple of the prostitutes to stay with their tiggle bitties, but they are very light-framed individuals, so they basically cushion your fall. So it's not as bad as it could have been. So it's definitely a level 2, we'll say shin splints.
It's gonna hurt for a week.
That's going to hurt for a bit, but you can resist that with a
Prowess roll.
prowess. So that first column there, you
Yeah.
get 1 dice for your resist.
All right.
And how resist works is you roll the die, you start at 6 stress, whatever you roll the die, you subtract that out of 6, and the remainder is how many stress you take. So you have a chance to actually get a trauma here if you roll poorly enough.
All right. Well, let's find out. 6.
You did not roll poorly, so you take nothing but
Oh, pretty.
tickle bitties. Except you still take a level 1 like
Yeah.
bruised
That's-
instead of a level 2 shin splint.
I will
Remember to take
totes.
your experience for your desperate roll.
Yes, you get you get experience for that desperate
You
roll,
had at least one desperate roll.
No, I did.
and you'll get an experience in your resolve for that one.
Yours would have been
Prowess.
prowess.
Prowess?
Or, well, I'm a lurk, so I don't.
Well,
No, it's whatever one you
for
had.
whatever you
Oh, yeah,
roll.
yeah,
whatever,
whatever,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Whatever desperate action you did.
Yep.
Just reminding.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So like you like pancake the prostitutes.
Oh. Just lay there for a minute to make sure
Nope,
you're
just-
alive.
Jesus. On top of him.
All right.
Thank you.
So there's a thud off the banister. And so what are you doing up on that second story there?
I am. Damn, we still got one guy up.
Just that one guy left, and he just saw the rest of his.
Well, did he
Did
see
he
what
see
I
it?
did to the
He did
first guy?
not. His back was to it the entire time.
Does he even
Imagine
know
he
where I'm
barely
at?
sees it.
Has the haze started clearing yet, or no?
This is still wrong.
Does it specify in your sheet how long it stays?
It will not.
I imagine it.
I imagine it's probably still at
it's
least lingering a little
indoors,
bit.
so it's not like
Yeah.
windy.
Yeah.
So, at the very least, it
Just
is
smoke
lingering.
bomb.
Is his attention focused on?
Oh, definitely. He just saw like this guy pull 2 knives out of his buddies.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of use prowl. Let's get up on the opposite side of him.
Sneak through the smoke and
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. And I don't know if I trust myself stabbing him.
Just
It's
another
not what
powder.
I'm going
I mean,
for.
you've
More
been rolling
transpowder.
really well.
Yeah, more trans powder.
Okay, so that's going to be I think with the dissipation of like you now coming up like basically in his field of view,
Right.
they'll probably bump it to risky now.
Okay.
But still standard effect. He's not wearing anything.
Do
Right.
people
Pocket.
recover from trans powder?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it basically
I
just
wear
like
Then you need to
it just
kill
drugs
him.
them.
He saw him.
Well, we can deal with that after he's not aggressive. You're
Good
outside.
Good point. Yeah, I am.
The sleeping
Okay.
people are willing.
4.
All right, so you do it.
Gives you enough time to react.
That's pretty much the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it's reduced effect because he saw you at the last second.
Okay.
So you go for the pocket sand, effectively, and you blow in his face. But like it was one of those like he turned his head,
Right.
so he didn't get a full whiff of it.
Okay.
But he definitely like you caught him like, but he's still
Not a limp noodle like
yeah,
the
he's
other
not a
guy.
lip noodle like the other guy.
Okay.
All right.
That's good enough for me.
That's when I move in.
Yep.
And I will take another. I think hunt still applies because I'm going in with knives, and he's not exactly.
Remember, it's pretty much how you can justify the attributes.
Well, I am a hound, and that's their preferred style of fighting is, you know.
Release the dog of war, man.
Yeah, I thought about using Fang, but
Okay.
probably not inside a brothel.
Okay.
I'm talking about you.
Let's see. Trans powder with some lingering smoke around,
And distracting.
and just distract.
If this dude is not spinning in circles.
Well, no, it's just a matter of is this really controlled now, or is it still like a risky? It's probably still risky,
Well,
but
I'm gonna
we'll
take-
say
Well,
standard effect though, risky standard.
Alright, well, I'm going to take another 2 stress to add another die.
Okay,
Ugh.
what'd you get?
2.
2.
Ooh.
All right, so you go in like, were you just going out like with both blades?
I was going to go in for easy, you know, hit him in the neck and be done.
Okay. So you go for the stab, and he's now like basically got like a drunken boxer going on, and he just kind of reaches for the blade at his side and just comes up underneath and just guts you right in the stomach.
Ouch.
Go ahead and
Armor,
take a
resolve, or-
Something.
level 2 eviscerated. You
Roll
can
it.
attempt to resist. Well, I mean, you can resist.
I'm
Or you can utilize armor.
using armor.
Okay, so that'll drop it down to like a level 1 scratched. So you're still hurt. You can resist to negate it fully if you want.
No, I'll take the scratched.
Okay, so he goes and the blade like hits your armor and like skirts off the main part of you, but then like it nicks the side of you. So, all right.
Gonna roll being out the window again.
Yep. You are. It is a risky situation.
Okay.
And are you still using?
Probably because I was using prowl to get down.
Okay.
Probably since I'm like trying to use like a dexterity type finesse to hang onto the rope and get down without.
Sure.
Yes, take-
Sure.
Falling.
Are you being a lot more careful with it, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say I'm trying not to fall right
Okay.
now.
We'll say risky limited then.
Okay.
Did you want to switch dice?
I would, but then I'll probably do terribly bad like that. Shit. I'm
All right.
with these.
So,
Stop using the
so as
dice.
you're trying to like climb down, the rope slips even more.
Should have tied
and-
to the dead body in the room.
I mean, he was a fat bastard. Better anchor.
And like you didn't really get any sort of like vertical change in your elevation, except for the fact that like that sudden jerk of the rope giving way, and the rope is basically there's a single knot that's stuck in like the crook of the window that's left.
Oh shit.
So you are now in desperate.
Okay. And I have like what? Like I'm still like
You're still like
Up.
half the second story down. It's like
Okay.
you made no
progress.
It's all been like jerk, shit, jerk, fuck.
I wonder if she used the hook.
Or
No, it should be Jake. and
It
myself.
would be Jake.
so unless you were doing anything in particular down there.
I don't know if everybody else knew this. We actually don't have to go in the same order
Right,
every
yeah.
time. There is no
Oh.
initiative.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm thinking.
I'm just trying to give everybody
I like
fair.
turns, though.
Yeah.
I am so infatuated with you, all of you. Thank you. Are they conscious at this point? I mean, I find
Oh yeah. They
They're-
are probably a little pissed.
What can I do to make it? Because I am grateful. How about this? Next time I have money, I'll bring some too. Free of charge. You don't have to do anything else.
Nerix, we like him. A gentleman and a scholar. All right. So is all you're doing is trying to basically soothe the bruise
Yeah, it's like,
Oh.
with promises of money.
I'm not that great looking, and I know for a fact money works.
All right. So
Our last guy is still
last
up,
guy,
isn't
he is still up, and he just put a knife into
That being said, I'm going to try.
into the tower's stomach, or at least tried to.
I am not built for knife fighting.
Nobody says you have to fight with a knife.
Click, click.
Not built for any kind of fighting.
I mean, it's all a matter of how you justify.
Yeah, well, you should see my skills.
Prowl works.
Bang,
He
bang.
knows I'm here. Does Prowl still work?
I mean,
He is
he's
way more
half
focused on
dazed
him.
and focused on him.
Proud
Yeah.
of the
I guess
knee,
I'm
proud
going
of the-
to pull this blade that apparently came from nowhere.
It didn't come from nowhere. You had it
had
strapped
it.
it like
You
on
had
your
it.
on your bus or something.
It's way up under there.
You didn't expect this.
Oh, wait, that's not bad.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna pull out a knife and attempt to stick it to the base of his skull.
Okay. That's going to be. I didn't downgrade it to desperate yet. Have I? No. So it's still risky.
Okay.
Standard effect though. You're behind him. He's focused on
Yeah.
the tower. So risky standard.
Do it.
I'm gonna add a die.
Okay.
Four.
4.
4. All right. So
He's feeling really Thor.
so you jam that blade into the base of his skull.
This dude's been powdered. He's in the middle of smoke. He's been stabbed twice.
But you sink the blade in, the crack of the skull happens, and the like gray matter. But with that, you hear a different kind of bell.
Oh no.
It's okay. We planned for this.
We planned.
The telltale brigade sound of the bluecoats. And you are now all in desperate.
Yay! Great.
But the other bells are not going off.
Right. So, would have definitely noticed that Arya has not re-exited the room.
Yep.
At least out the main door. I'm gonna go back into the room.
Okay. So
Dead body still on the floor.
dead
Great.
body on the floor. The
Window
the
open.
window is open.
And there's a knot.
There's a knot just hanging off the edge
In
of
the
the
corner
corner.
of the window.
It's this probably this dainty looking knot. Probably just like a ball of rope. Like you ever tied a knot a day like a
You
day
feel
more
like-
in your life at this point?
You feel like if you tug just right, that whole thing will
Like
go like
you breathe on it wrong, it might.
Gonna go lean out the window a second there.
You peek out the window and there's.
I'm just like trying to.
You alright down there?
pull the hook out of the bag.
Been better.
We gotta go.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm gonna make you really wet. Yank.
I am going to hold the rope so Arya can finish climbing down.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab what's left of the rope up here.
This is to allow her to climb down.
Yeah, just kind of to steady it so she can climb down.
Okay. So we'll call that an assist.
Okay.
go ahead on your roll. You will get an extra die for the assist.
Don't use those
Okay.
dice.
Alright, I'm using these.
There's
I'm
lots
gonna
of
use them with my right. Alright.
But it's still desperate because the
Right.
yeah.
That's cool.
5.
It's way better.
That is way better. I'll take it.
So you do it, but like you're so goddamn scared. Like you're just kind of creeping down.
I just don't want to tear my dress.
Don't want to fall in the water. Like,
Prime objective: do not ruin dress.
It absolutely
Can I
is. Sort of
ask one more thing of the ladies.
okay.
As my blue bald friends may come through those doors, see if they're interested in a good time, and if they're not, please use these smoke bombs. Right on.
I hate to ask because it sounds a lot like a command to me.
Oh no, that's consorting. This is me just asking.
Okay, all right. So if you are just asking, that is going to be a desperate limited effect. So go ahead and roll it. A 2?
That's narratively
They
appropriate.
can see.
That is
Take your
narrative.
experience.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got experience for that desperate roll. Don't forget yours either.
Yeah, for climbing down the rope.
For,
I didn't roll desperate because you took.
no,
desperate away.
that gave you an extra dice. It did not take away desperate.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Well, we're all in desperate now. The blue coats are coming.
If not, I'll play with my own balls. I mean,
So as you're trying to be like, yeah, the blue coats come into the door and basically see you going.
Let's all go crazy.
What in the fuck? And unfortunately, the blue coats aren't like our modern day police. These guys are more like Inquisition in their style. So if they see something weird,
They're just gonna act on it.
yeah.
They're not gonna
Beat
ask
you down first,
questions.
ask questions later.
tiki tiki.
So what do you do with these blue coats now?
You better set that shit off yourself right now.
Just gonna wreck them right in front of them.
All right.
Now you see me.
Now you don't.
All right.
Two smoke bombs.
All right. Desperate. Desperate standard.
All right. I am wrecking and I am stressing for the extra die.
All right. Gonna trauma out on the first friggin'
Oh,
score.
no.
Love it.
Don't trauma out.
No.
But then he gets to be weird or something.
I'm already
Oh,
kind of
what-
weird.
Wait, we need
Paranoid,
to
obsessed.
Oh God.
Oh, that
He doesn't need trauma for that.
6.
Oh,
You gotta be
Nice.
fucking me. All right, so you do. You're like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Boom.
Now you see me. No.
And like just this woof of smoke just billows out on this main floor of this brothel.
Got it. Great recipe. I'm gonna note that one.
So for
When I
those
get
on
back,
the
when I get
for those on the main floor, it's probably no longer desperate. It's at least risky, if not controlled. But for those up above, it's probably at most risky.
I'm in a room. So.
Yeah.
I'm still in the hallway.
Okay.
So
We'll start
I'm
wafting
going
up.
to deal with the last guy who was on the floor.
Okay.
Just a quick.
Okay. I mean,
And then
he's,
I'm going
he
in
was
the room.
tranced,
Yeah.
yeah, he's trans, so it's not gonna really take a roll.
And then
it's
I'm
just
going in the room
dead.
to make sure that we get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right. So you go in the room. You see her like bracing the rope.
Was I able to climb down with that
You climbed a little bit.
Okay. I still
a
have
little
to climb
bit.
more.
I'm
Kind
blocking.
of
It
inch
was-
swerving down the rope.
Time
See,
to
the problem with rolling a 3.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, you rolled a 5?
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, a 5 on a desperate, like it's reduced effect. So instead of like
Okay. So I got
You move
part of the
inches
way.
you
not
inched.
feet.
So I'm going to throw the body under the bed
Okay.
and wrap it in as much sheets as possible so that you can't see that there's blood, and start stripping.
Oh,
Okay.
good call.
Yep.
Good call.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I see where this is going, and I like it. Okay. So, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna try
I'm
to.
still bracing the rope.
Still,
for the
still trying to
moment.
climb down? Still bracing?
Faster.
All right.
Undo the back of my dress.
So,
Oh my God!
what'd you roll?
3.
Cut the rope.
God damn it!
It's
So-
water. Get wet.
God damn it!
You're
So-
not up here.
Like, you're trying to climb down and like trying to like get your dress out of the way, and like your dress gets like caught up, and you lose your footing, and like the blood on your hands just makes it sticky wet, and
Hey, to be fair, they're gonna be trying
you
to chase me,
slip
not
and you
guys.
just fall into the canal.
I go to the rendezvous.
God.
And
Splash.
with you being like fully dressed with a bodice and everything, you ever try to swim in a bodice?
Oh God.
No, I can't say I have.
Okay,
It's
well,
not fun.
it's not fun. Still desperate, if not more so.
I'm gonna drown.
Because the dress gets heavier, the more water it takes on.
Just ditch the dress.
So Arya just skaloosh into the canal.
Huh.
What are you doing?
Toss the rest of the rope out the window.
Close the window.
He's already been undoing like
all
part of
you
the
can
back
do
of
at
my
this
dress,
point.
and I'm kind of just like shrug it off my shoulders a little,
Okay.
and head towards the door. Kind of open up the door and see what the commotion is.
Okay. I mean, it's.
The smoker got out of there.
What are you doing?
Going to the rendezvous point.
Okay. How are you trying to get out of there?
Back door.
Back door? All right. Are you trying to be like sneaky about it? Are you trying to like just be loud, like get the hell out of there? Or how are you getting out of there?
Getting the hell out of there.
All right. That sounds a lot like a wreck to me. Like
Yeah,
just to
I'm-
get out.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any means necessary. I'm ready.
Barreling through.
All right. Well, if you're barreling on through there, that's going to be definitely desperate because you're now like basically giving them a sound to follow, but standard because it's smoky as fuck.
All right. Wait. No. Yeah. Well. Can I do a studied action instead, and knowing where the exit was, and just trying to follow with the
Flashback.
smoke?
That is an option.
It is too stressed.
Yeah. I mean,
Potentially.
Okay. Well, it's
Well,
it can be any number of stress, but it depends on what the
Yeah.
flashback is. Okay.
well, it's just when we were in the bar and waiting that hour, just scoping out where the doors and stuff. were.
Sure. Go ahead and take 1 stress for focusing on studying, and then go and roll me a study. At that point, it would have been like a controlled standard. If you nail it, we'll say that it increases your position from desperate to get out to risky while using rec, because you know the layout of this room like the back of your hand now. So
Six.
all right, go ahead and then roll your rec.
Hey.
All right,
Double
yeah.
6.
Double 6?
6
Yeah.
and a 4.
Six, oh,
Oh,
six,
I
four.
thought-
Okay,
No.
Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry. I missed.
So good.
great. So, yeah, you once the smoke is there, you're like, you can probably close your eyes and get out of here. You just,
I mean, pretty much did.
yeah. But you run as fast as your legs can carry you out that back door to the rendezvous. And the blue coats, if they try to follow, they don't know this room as well as you, so they'll probably trip and fall.
And there's more smoke bombs on me.
All right. So we'll say for the brevity, you are good to go. How about you guys? You are in the canal.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to you.
Okay.
All right.
Should I do a screen for help?
So
I'm in the
considering her advice, I think she's not very afraid right now, but just very amped up, and
Okay.
as so. So I'm trying to swim, yeah,
Yes.
and
In fully clothed.
I don't know that I can make my.
You can probably pull finesse.
To try and get less layers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I feel like this is super? You said this was desperate
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Situation is desperate. You are in waterlogged dress and bodice.
Do I get experience for that?
Yes, you would get
Um,
it. No, that bumped up to risky, so no.
Okay. Yep.
If you could see her underwater, she's sighing right now. Pulls the knife and starts cutting the dress.
Okay.
Aw.
Damn it.
That's why she fondly remembers the dress.
Yes.
Now we know why.
We made full circle.
Okay. So, do I gotta roll to cut the dress and then swim, or what am I doing?
We'll just say the
like,
whole
one?
action. It will be a finesse. So pulling the knife and cutting the dress and swimming. We'll just say that's all finesse.
Okay.
So desperate. I mean standard. It's
God damn it. 3.
so you're trying to cut, but you forget like they use like actual bone in this, and that blade just catches it and just rides up the side of the boning, but doesn't really cut through it like to get off. It just makes it more of a mess and harder to swim. Go ahead and take a level 3.
Level 3?
Severe harm for desperate actions, and you're waterlogged.
Flashback that was the rendezvous point. I can help you.
If things went bad into the canal.
I don't think you guys have stress that you can flash back.
I don't have any
So,
stress.
and you don't have stress to resist.
I have one
aim.
stress right now left.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, so
And I can't roll anything to...
you can attempt to resist.
But if I do, it'll
If
stress
you do,
me.
if you don't roll a 6 or a 5,
Do you have
trauma out.
any
do you have any space for armor?
any space for armor?
Well, I don't think armor would really apply here, though.
No. Yeah, I can't use
If
armor
anything, it
for
would
this.
hinder.
Well, in that case, you'd use armor as a, well, I cut it off to lighten me type deal versus
Alright.
actually taking the hit.
I'm gonna roll prowess, and I might go crazy. We'll see. That would be a 4. So 1 stress, which traumas me out.
Well, were you at the full?
Was
That was the last
That was
open
Yep,
one
just-
I had.
ticked
Okay.
this one.
So it goes down like what, a level 2. Oh, it's a good turn of phrase for having water in your lungs.
Pneumonia.
That's probably
Drowning.
yeah, I like that.
Waterlogged?
Waterlogged is probably good.
Level 2 waterlogged.
Yep. And you are affected out of the scene. We'll say that probably like let out that last and just kind of like floated back up and got the dress off or whatever. And,
So I managed to get back.
but
to
you
the,
are effectively unconscious though. Like
So you're just kind of
you're kind of floating in the canal.
like right side up, or I'm
Right side up.
drowning right
Right
now.
side up.
Okay.
So, but you are trauma out, so you are no longer have any actions in the scene unless somebody goes and finds you.
Okay.
Do I see her when I go to leave
Out the back?
door? I mean, that's where.
Actually, yeah, you probably would.
See her just floating there.
Yeah, she's just floating there.
I didn't hear any bells. I'm gonna go in there and grab the body.
All right.
Well, I'm not gonna go in. I'm going to reach over.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right. I mean, it's not hard to grab a unconscious body in a canal.
And then just take off
Okay.
to the rendezvous.
All right. So
Check pulse then.
after some time, the blue coats they start knocking on doors and finally
We're in here. I paid my money.
open up.
I paid my.
This doesn't count against my time.
I'm bare ass naked. What the fuck? I paid my money. You can't kick us out yet. I've got like another 20 minutes.
We need to inspect the room.
Inspect the room for what? Seriously, I paid my money. Can you give me another 20 minutes to finish? Because, look.
Are you at full mast?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have like.
Like the blue coat kind of gives this look of I just need to do my fucking job and go home.
Need a beer after this. Not from here.
I inspect the room. 1 minute, I'm gone. And like he's just got his eyes closed, not trying to look at your junk.
I go stand right next to the bed. I'm just standing there, holding it, like, what? You're taking my time, man.
At this point, I'm standing. I've got my dress like just barely pulled up past my tits, and like the skirt kind of out along the edge of the bed.
Okay.
So
All right, trying to hide the.
kind of block, like it's pretty full skirt. It's kind of blocking the view.
Okay.
You're not
Doing it
not
on
trying to
the
look
bed
too
while he's
intentional.
still there.
It's definitely a
Like,
very
we're not
full
wasting
skirt.
a second.
Okay.
Pay up or get out.
So they start peeking around, like they like start opening up cabinets and stuff, and like they start like leering under the bed. Now keep in mind, resisting doesn't just apply to physical damage. Resisting also applies to clock ticks and this type of stuff.
Okay.
So they go for the.
Hey, can I help you with something? This is my room.
That sounds like a resolve. Resist.
5.
Take a stress. All right.
Great.
Whatever. Have a good rest of your night.
Oh, I plan to, for like 20 minutes.
15.
God damn it!
And they close the door and leave. And with that, we'll say that within time, the Bluecoats finally leave the establishment, leaving you guys to your own devices to leave at your leisure.
GTFO.
Starting with the revival of that one. I'm
Well,
thinking
good
secret.
thing is your stress is cleared.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
that's the thing.
Hey. Do I take
Well,
a...
you take a trauma.
Yep, you get to pick your trauma.
so speak of that.
I swallowed that, buddy. Dying. Just a little.
I have some bruises with it.
Alright.
All right.
What does unstable entail?
Start screaming at walls. I don't know.
More likely to resort to violence in situations that don't require violence.
PTSD.
Your emotional state is volatile. You can instantly rage or fall into despair, act impulsively, or freeze up.
Freezing up sucks.
So is acting impulsively.
Vicious could be better, though.
Vicious could be good.
I mean, given her family.
Or reckless, since it goes with your vice.
Tell me what reckless says.
You have little regard for your own safety or best interests.
Thus frowning underwater. Instead of trying to swim, you just frown.
Yeah.
What'd you go with, reckless? Or
What? So, can you read vicious to me?
you seek out opportunities to hurt people even for no good reason.
God, that fits with the family.
Yeah, but she's not her brother.
Like, she is not.
Bless you.
Oh,
I don't know what
I'm
you
going
mean,
with
but-
reckless.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So when she's revived, she's like excited
Oh.
by the experience of it.
that was totally wicked.
Adrenaline junkie. I've got just the solution.
All right.
Sleep, sleep.
All right. So,
But she's pissed about her dress.
oh, I can
Yeah.
imagine. So,
Thus reminiscing.
she waited a long time for that. thing.
whoever's got the one that takes control of the team sheet for the
Stress is
post score,
Hers weren't. Because
She took
go and
because
tick
she took trauma.
3 rep on the sheet there.
Okay.
I think it was for-
And while you guys were rolling Ulf's body, potentially, he didn't pack lightly when it came to wanting to spend money in this establishment. So we'll say that there's at least 2 coin on his body, like, which is quite a sizable sum of money to just come in and drop on a whorehouse.
So you said 2.
2.
Do we want to put that elsewhere or just throw it on the team sheet for now?
One to the
team,
girls.
team sheet for now.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think so.
I'm cool with that.
To me, that screamed pretty loud and chaotic. Any disagreement there?
No.
All right. Does your
I am
you don't
the
take heat
smoker.
for deaths, right? With your ability, you don't take heat for deaths.
Due to hard-won experience or occult ritual, your activities are hidden from the notice of the Death Seeker Crows. You don't take extra heat when killing is involved on a score.
Okay, so 4 heat for that. total then,
Okay.
because that was pretty high profile.
Right.
And somebody roll me a all right. So B. You get word that Nirix gets taken in by the Bluecoats for questioning. You can either pay a coin to the Bluecoats to just let her go, or you can risk her having something befall her.
Is this the prostitute?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was my contact that got us our information.
There you
Give her the coin.
I think I'm gonna pay the coin.
Okay, so go ahead and erase a coin on there.
Okay.
All right.
Can't really, risk that contact at the moment.
All right. And with that, what did you guys do in between this and where we currently are? Mechanically, that is downtime. So
So
And
yeah,
we get
things,
two.
you get two
unless you have a
activities,
skill that allows you more.
and those are acquire asset, long-term project, recover, reduce heat, train, or indulge your vice to clear your stress.
I'm going to use one of them
Which
to.
I already-
Aria
Yeah,
went
she's
base
just
jumping out a window.
Long-term project, ice to heal.
Okay, so who wants to go first for theirs? For their, okay.
Have
So
at it.
long-term project and clearing your stress.
Yes.
Okay, so you're you guys don't have a workshop in your
No.
no, not yet.
No, we've
Not
got
yet.
quarters.
Okay, so you're sitting there in your room tinkering away. What's your long-term project?
Think about making the smoke bomb more effective. More of a me-ass. Kind of like a poison smoke bomb.
So a poison smoke bomb. All right, that actually doesn't require a long-term project
Oh,
because you're improving an item you already have.
excellent.
So what that will require is a tinker roll.
He's way too excited.
Excellent.
About that.
Poison and smoke bomb.
And
How
poison
could
and
that go
smoke
wrong.
All right, we'll say that adding
Yeah,
the
until we're in the
poison.
same room.
I know.
I don't have a problem with that.
So,
That's why he got it.
all right.
Think we're gonna
I think that
fast.
that should improve the quality like by 2.
Okay.
I think for something like that, like an air of effect, like that's going to poison them. I think having it do that as well as obscure vision warrants a +2 in item quality. So go ahead and roll your tinker. If you want to ensure your roll, you have the artificer thing for Sparkcraft nonsense.
Yes.
This would be more alchemical though. Do you have the alchemical one?
Yeah.
Not yet. The alchemist. So you don't. Okay. So you don't get a bonus for that. You can
When do I
pay.
level it?
Huh?
When do I level it? When do I acquire more skills?
We will do experience.
Another time. Gotcha.
But last.
Yeah.
Last. Exit.
Right. So you can pay coin to ensure that it bumps up the quality of the item that you're making. Ensure that you make the minimum quality for the roll. Otherwise, you're relying purely on your 6s to get it.
It's up to you guys. I mean,
You would need to roll a 6 and pay a coin, but you can pay the coin after your roll to bump it up when it comes down to the economy. So you're sitting there tinkering away. So go and give it a rip.
5.
5. All right. So you basically get it like your tier +1. So you need to pay 1 more coin to ensure that you had the materials necessary to bump it up to the appropriate tier that you wanted.
Alright. Come
So-
to the group. I'm like right there. But I'm gonna need some currency. And then, of course, I can share to all of you this equipment.
If he's getting money for his toys, then I need money for my dress.
Yes. I'm okay with this.
Who am I to tell you people no?
You're part of this group experiment. How's it not? Someone threw us together at a whim. Seemingly a whim. Prophetic nonsense.
All right. So
Yes. You cool
Yep.
with this? Cool. Alright.
So you get a coin, you meet the minimum quality that you needed for it. So your smoke bombs now have a miasma cloud with them that also poisons.
It's gross.
Excellent.
And it will take the same. You'll have to choose that instead of like a normal smoke bomb then
Yeah, that's fine.
in your bandolier. So, okay, and then go ahead and while you were sitting there tinkering away, go and roll to clear your stress. It is 1d6 for you because it's the lowest amount in that first column there. So 1 die.
3.
3. How much stress did you have?
I'm supposed to have 6.
Supposed to have 6.
Yeah.
All right, so it drops down to 3 then.
Okay.
So you're now at 3 stress. All right. So who's doing what?
I'm gonna indulge my vice.
Okay. What is your vice, by the way?
Weird.
Well, what is weird?
I seek out ghost shit.
Ghost shit.
I saw some weird shit out in the Deathlands as an Imperial Army, a soldier.
Okay.
And that's why I go and do tarot cards and I go to seances and shit like that. So
Okay.
I'm going out to find a seance or something.
Okay. All right. So you go and find a. We'll say it's a seance. You go and find one and go in and drop your coin.
2,
How many stress did you have?
4.
4. All right. So you are down to 2 stress. Cutting awful close there, bub. For overindulging.
Oh,
All
nothing
right.
bad.
And then what
ever
else are you doing?
happens.
And then I'm going to work on clearing some heat.
Okay. How are you going to attempt to clear the heat?
I am going to I'm not really sure on that one.
Okay.
Don't tell
What
them where
about
the smoker
spreading
is.
a rumor that it was Ulf's men that caused the disturbance, not us?
That it was Ulfsmen. Yeah,
They roughen up
that the Ulfsmen actually jumped him, and they're the ones that did it, and
Okay.
that's why everything happened. Is that Ulfsmen decided they were tired of his shit.
Okay. Are you being really, really forward with it, or are you just basically trying to sway people?
I'm making it sound like I was totally I was there at the time. Like, these guys decided to get into it with Ulf. They didn't like that he was spending his money on him and not on them.
Okay.
I was in the next one over. I saw him go in there, and it was bad, man. Like, there were 4 or 5 guys just gutting him.
Okay. That to me sounds like most likely a sway.
I have 0 points in sway.
So you roll 2d6 and you take the lower.
Am I able to use my downtime action in assistance with his? Like, can we do our downtime actions together?
I mean, you both can clear heat.
I was just asking if we could.
It's actually more beneficial to do it separately.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah. You got a 1?
I got
All right,
a 1.
So that clears 1 heat.
Got a 6, but I also got 1.
That sucks.
That's why double 3 would have been cool.
Either you two? Yeah, so you can basically proselytizing the it totally was not us. It was Ulf's men, and some people bought it.
I am going to indulge in my vice
Okay.
and clear heat in the same location.
Okay, what is your vice?
Taking men for their money.
All right. Okay.
Lots of promises, little return.
All right. They're going to utilize you.
When they utilize me.
Baby, I can make you wait so good.
Okay, which one do you want to do first?
Let's go ahead and reduce the heat.
Okay. How are you reducing
Pretty
heat?
much spreading the same rumors because I'm heading to the same place. Just, I was here that night. It was definitely Ulf's men turning on him.
Basically making it more concrete. But,
Yes.
okay, go ahead
Definitely
and
sway.
give it a roll. Yeah,
No one believes you.
nobody, some people do, but they're not taking it like hook, on, and sinker that you
Right.
just expect. So go. That is 1 heat.
Oh,
That's
Terrible.
better than ignoring it. So, okay.
Okay, and you're reducing stress.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and give it a roll. That is 1d6. So you're out there and like
God damn.
See, now I can't roll.
basically showing the ankle.
Yeah. Yes, all ankle.
it was Elfman.
Definitely. Here's my thigh. Like,
Like I was totally going hardcore with this other guy. Oh yeah, and here I'm getting an ankle. You're telling me about how you went like full thigh with this guy. Oh no, blouse was off.
I think it was definitely all
Your boobs are
thigh or a knee or an ankle body part.
some normally covered body part.
Yes.
I removed my glove.
Trollop. You're filthy. All right.
I'm sold. It was Elfman.
All right. How about you? What do you
I'm not
do?
lost.
I would like to do training, and I don't need to do my vice. What was the other stuff we could do?
You can.
So I don't feel like she.
You can recover, so heal.
Oh, then
Unfortunately, you
definitely
guys
wanna
don't
do
have
that.
a physicker, do you?
No.
We do not.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
we've
supposed
got
to be next.
Yeah, we've got a
Never mind,
bounty
that's
hunter,
what
not
I-
a physical.
Yeah.
Physicker.
What's so what can I heal with?
I mean, you can find a local
You can
physicker.
attempt to do it yourself.
Here's some St. John's wort.
It won't be as effective.
Don't believe me.
What are my options? Can I?
Your
find
options
somebody
are
local?
basically acquire an asset, which is get a contact for a one-time, like, can you heal me?
Okay.
Which, not optimal.
Okay.
You can start maybe a project in finding a physicker for you guys.
Yeah, but that's again not optimal for immediate healing.
Not immediately, but it'll get you a physical contact that you can then use.
But it won't do any healing then.
No,
right?
it won't do any
Right.
healing.
No, I need to do some sort of healing going on right now.
Okay.
So either do it myself or find a contact for a one-time whatever.
Figure it out.
I think the best option is to acquire the asset in the form of a physicker that then will, and then like you do a set amount of time where they, you put them on retainer for their services for your crew,
Okay.
which then you would then be able to utilize.
Okay.
So,
What does that do mechanically? then?
mechanically, that just gives you access to somebody that can heal you. It is based on their quality as to how effective, how many dice get rolled. So, acquiring an asset mechanically is however you are attempting to acquire the asset. The roll determines like what tier around you that you get, and then you can use coin to bump up the tier that
Okay.
you get access to. So however you want to look around for a physicker is entirely up to you.
Maybe I would ask my sister.
Okay.
So when my sister Kel comes to check on me,
You're a little fucked up.
I would. She could tell that I'm a little fucked up.
Okay.
Oh, I get that privilege.
No.
Well, I mean, Cal would definitely like take her to go see a doctor.
I don't remember. Do you guys have Tomas as?
I'm
pretty
we had
sure.
a physicker on
Okay,
staff.
we
it'd
did
be
have-
Tomas.
Not
It'd be
for-
Tomas.
It'd be a different sheet anyway.
Yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
Kel's like, "What did you do?"
I mean, living on the streets is rough.
I met this guy.
God, we need to get-
I bought this nice dress and look at it.
We can't tell Ember.
I hope you're not telling Ember anything about my business.
No, I don't. But I can't just bring you to our guy. Like, he'll talk. Maybe.
I mean, tell him I got in a scuff. You could tell him. I don't care, I guess. Just don't tell him too much.
All right. We'll say with that nugget of backstory. It probably doesn't take much convincing for Kel, though,
No.
to do this.
It wouldn't take hardly any
She
convincing
probably
for Kel.
dragged.
Well, Kel's vice is
I know,
caring for Arya. That's the the interesting interweaving backstories of different games
Yep.
here.
So,
But she sure as shit gonna threaten to physic her. If Ember finds out, do you really think he's gonna let you stay breathing?
so he's like, it's gonna come out of the coffers. Like, I can't just do it for free.
It's fine. We'll make it work.
Okay. Great.
Just do it.
Go ahead and pay the mana coin if you want to use the services.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want it coming out of
we pull out the Black Raven sheet? 'Cause
No, it's got to be this one.
it's kind of,
Okay.
oh, you're
Yeah.
no fun. You're no fun. Because it would have been Kel paying it, not us.
So I could tell her that I would pay her back.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll 2d6.
Well, good.
6.
All right. So that is 3 pieces of your healing pie chart.
So there's a small
right
clock there.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
you fill out 3 of them. Healing is very slow in this game, if anybody hasn't figured that out yet.
6.
That is only one of your downtime actions, though.
So you could do it all over again.
I could do a healing again?
Yes.
Yep, he can work on you some more.
Okay. Let's do that. Is that more coin to do that?
No, basically the
all one
coin was
visit.
just get access to him
Okay.
for this time for you.
Good. All right. Roll again.
Yep. And no matter what you roll, all your stuff's gonna get knocked down.
Another
6.
6.
All right. So
Where were
You
you
leave-
when I was climbing?
you're gonna leave 2 pieces of that pie chart left.
Okay.
All your current wounds are going to be downgraded. So, like
So
that
one
level
falls
1,
off.
yeah, that level 1 falls
And
off.
level
That
two
level
will still
2
work.
gets downgraded to something else, whatever is applicable. What was your level 2?
Waterlogged.
Waterlogged.
Like cough,
Yeah, wet cough. Yeah.
congestion.
Yeah.
Consumption.
No.
Ooh.
You have the consumption. I'm killing you. With the mask.
And then, so you have left remaining is a level 1.
That's half
cough.
healed.
Yep. Now, mechanically, if you
Guess
take
they're
damage
alone.
during the next score, your little clock there for healing gets wiped away. You have to start over.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right. And then this brings you back out to the boutique, where you are still longingly looking at that dress that you need to replace.
Turns out you're also missing half a lung.
I got the black one.
First day on the
Merman!
job.
Aw.
Or stay on the job.
It's terrible.
So,
I mean, I'm learning.
right. And then thus begins the free play portion of what else you guys want to be doing. What are you guys doing during this time of...
Are we back in the normal
Yes.
timeline now?
Yes, you are back in the normal timeline.
I'm talking to somebody in the boutique about fixing my dress and how much it would cost or what my option.
Oh,
Probably cheaper to
oh,
replace the damn
oh,
dress.
honey.
In fact, I'm wondering about some modifications.
What kind of modifications?
I need to be able to climb rope and move quickly.
Okay. We'll have to talk more, and we can. Basically, that'll become a long-term project then.
Okay.
So, all right.
I feel
What-
like I should. I said I feel like I should be tinkering.
You probably would be
It's good, man.
tinkering.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do the experience quick.
Okay.
All right. Go and do the group experience.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Execute a successful accident, disappearance, murder, or ransom operation.
Yes.
That was
we
definitely a
murdered
murder.
someone.
There was definitely more than one murder.
So
we killed 5.
Oh, that reminds me. What happens when the Bluecoats find a body and there was no bells?
That's more of a spirit warden problem.
Right,
They'll
but-
probably notify the
Okay,
spirit wardens.
what happens with the spirit wardens in this case?
If the
I'm,
spirit wardens
out of
do not,
meta, out of
yeah,
game.
if the spirit wardens don't deal with the body within 3 days, the spirit gets released and becomes a rogue spirit,
I get
The
that.
question
and
is, did
then
they
it goes
find the body?
crazy
Okay.
and becomes a vengeful spirit.
Say they find the body though.
Then the spirit wardens are like, zap.
Okay, but then they're like, why didn't the bells?
They'll probably
toll
start
this?
looking.
See,
Okay.
You're asking too many questions.
did they,
Aww,
did
way to
they
go.
find the body to begin with?
Eventually they will. It's gonna start smelling.
So
Yeah, but that's like
that's going to
after
begin
week.
a clock for the spirit wardens sniffing on your guys' trail.
Sorry, but
Okay,
Not
so
sorry.
Well, that
2
means 5
XP for the
bodies.
amount of murders because we can do 1 or 2. So 2 XP because there was multiple murders.
There was multiple murders, yeah.
Okay.
It's not me. Oh, I guess that's
Yeah.
me you got to convince on this one.
Contend with challenges above our current station.
They were tier 1.
Okay. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Technically, we're
not-
developing a
Our
But we-
reputation's ambitious.
And you did go against a higher tier.
Right. So I would say yes.
Yeah, but we were also
Um,
trying to, tell them it wasn't us.
Express the goals, drives,
But
inner
mechanically,
conflict,
yes.
or essential nature of the crew. I mean, our essential nature is to kill.
Yeah, and we quenched that thirst for the shortest of time being.
So, yep, I would say
in
yes.
the canal.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All
5
right.
experience.
So personally XP then. Who wants to go first? We'll go ahead and just go round on the table. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
go. Fine.
I went first the first time.
Okay, I already took my 1 for my desperate action. I addressed a challenge with deception or influence. Deception for sure.
Okay. Which one?
Our fine gentleman
Yes.
downstairs
Yes.
at
Yes.
the
Yes.
table.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Hey, I got a room.
Yep. That was definitely deception.
Okay. Yep.
So you get 1 for
There's
that
1 for that. Expressed beliefs drives heritage or background. I mean, not really.
Okay.
And then struggled with issues from vice or trauma. No. I don't have any traumas, and my vice. I mean, I played up, the
But it didn't
feminine
interfere,
wiles, but
but
it
it-
did not interfere
yeah.
with what we were doing. So okay.
So drop that EXP where you want.
Yep. All good.
Okay. Michael.
Okay, I addressed the challenge with stealth or evasion. I did, but I wasn't necessarily
doesn't matter whether you
successful.
succeed.
It doesn't matter if you
Okay.
succeed. You still did.
But
Okay.
yes, for sure.
And where does this?
This experience goes wherever you
I know
want.
everything's shifted versus the digital. I usually just write them down here until I'm ready to move them either into playbook
Okay,
or one.
it's
of the
just
other.
1, right? So okay, so 1.
Okay.
And then you express beliefs, drives, heritage, and background. I used background, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yep. For sure.
And if it happened more than once, you get 2 then.
Yep.
But, and then that last one.
You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. No, I don't think so.
So we got 2 EXP then to put where you wish.
Yep.
Kerwin.
I don't think I had any desperate rolls, so I didn't have any there. Addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
Yes.
So much violence.
All the
So
violence.
I
Take
get
2.
2 there. Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I actually used my background a couple of times.
Yep.
The whole
Sure.
Yeah, military.
ex-military. So I think I get 2 there. And struggled with my issues for my vice or trauma. No. So 4.
Yep. All right, Jacob. You already took your EXP for your desperate actions.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see here. Addressing a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Plenty of that. I mean,
Yes.
plenty
Take
of
I
that.
would say 2 for that.
Yes. Let's see here. Expressing my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Academic economic side.
background
Yeah.
with that
Yeah,
economics
definitely.
definitely is, you know, trying to bribe people into the cottage. It's just like, hey,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So one for that.
yeah. And then struggling with my issues, vice, or traumas this session.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one you got to convince. So.
Let's see here.
I mean, what's your
Issues,
vice?
Vice.
Tinkering.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
just-
wouldn't say it interfered though,
Yeah.
and you don't have any traumas.
I mean, technically, the failed poof ball definitely caused some issues, and then
Yeah, but it's not like
But-
you were actively
yeah,
trying to work on a project while you
Yeah,
were
it's not
being
like it was
mutilated.
getting in the way of you doing the thing. It's just it didn't work as well as it
That
was.
was-
Think of like your vice to reference a certain film with a certain comedian during a battle where he gets coked up at the end because he was not the dude playing the dude that was disguised as another
Oh.
dude.
yep.
That would be an issue. That would be an example of a vice interfering.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, definitely not. All right, so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Can I
just those three.
one?
Yeah.
So, can I argue that I tried to evade by crawling out the window, even though that was also not successful?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Remember, the EXP is based on what we all think, not what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
thinks, because it doesn't matter what he thinks. He's
Did
just
you
here to
fill
tell
out
a
your
story.
track?
That my prowess track. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it means you get to put another
wipe it
tick.
and put another bubble in. Again, you can raise anything up to 3 currently until you guys get mastery on your crew sheet. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right. So, what are y'all doing then after this post-score shenanigans?
What all could be done during free time?
Anything. That's the whole point of free time.
You
Or free
could
play.
be looking for another score.
Yep, that's primarily what it is used for, is trying to line up what you guys want to do.
I would love workshop.
That is something we have to pretty much do crew advancement for.
Well, then let's go get some coin. Oh, I tender my resignation.
So you just show up to the university and be like,
Fuck you! I found a new job.
all
Your
right.
grandchild's an asshole and deserved to fail.
Okay, okay,
That was the last grade I put in, by the way.
okay. So the dean's like, what did you teach?
Woodshop. Anatomy. It's not my fault. You guys were shorthanded.
You taught them simultaneously.
right. So the dean's just like,
Apothecary.
okay, bye. Sorry for how.
Like, grade all those papers.
Like, he's a.
I'm a shop class and you had me grading papers. Why was I grading papers? Your son almost lost an arm.
Just get off campus. Clear out your desk if you have one.
Good day.
Just go.
I'm clearing out my shop. Guys, I got me a workshop.
He's just dragging shit along behind him as it's
I
squeaking.
need this planer, it was mine. It was this stapler.
Aw.
What does Anders do?
Not hearing a no.
Didn't take you on the hall at all.
Mostly hanging out, waiting for the next job.
Okay.
We can do that.
All right. So,
What was that look?
Hey, we discussed this a little, alright?
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Are you in the
You don't
church?
get to know until it's pertinent.
Great, great. So spring it on me.
so, so we talked about Arya going with Violet on one of her excursions.
Okay.
Like,
Because that's what she does in her free time, too.
Okay.
She disappears for a while, comes back, has money, new items. Sometimes they're new to her items that aren't exactly hers.
Okay.
You know, the way I put it best was, man, it's a really nice monogrammed watch. It's not her initials, but it's really nice.
GLB.
So, what are you guys looking to do then?
Just looking to kind of maybe plant some seeds in one of the local watering holes, local brothels, something like that. Something where we can build kind of a reputation for ourselves.
Okay.
That gives us an opportunity for a little bit better foothold later on for either scores or easy coin.
All right. So, are you looking to basically have something to increase your guys' rep then?
Yeah, we could do that too.
Okay. Well, I mean, that can be any number of things. It can be a score in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess what are you looking to continue with your guys' current theme of wanton murder, or something else?
I'm there.
I mean, if we're off on our own, it's not so much about the murder. It's more about what we can get out of these poor suckers.
All right. So, are you just basically looking to take folk for what they got?
Yep.
Thievery type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take their coin.
Okay.
And
well, in
if we
that
find
case-
somebody who is like good for
Well, that's-
our rep, then
All right. So, that sounds like an engagement to me to earn some coin and rep.
Sure.
All right. So go ahead and let's get the dice prepared then. So one for sheer unlock.
Yep.
Is this plan particularly bold or daring?
It's always fun.
Not necessarily.
I would say actually no. I mean, this is something Violet's done several times over.
Okay.
it's a little daring
It's
at the time.
a little daring because
So-
now I have a tag along.
All right. So I'll go and take one for the daring.
Okay.
You're not going for any particular target though? You're just basically scoping out like an area per se.
Does that guy look like he maybe has heavy pockets?
Okay. So it's not necessarily hitting them where they're strongest or weakest. Are you
He's getting drunk in a brothel.
Where are you hitting up?
Probably actually one of the nicer spots.
Your usual hunting ground for your assassinations?
Yeah, probably somewhere in that zone.
Okay. All right. In that case, because it's there, you can get a free downtime action to kind of glean like high-profile targets, or like if you want
Okay.
to, or use some sort of free action for like gathering information.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, at that point, we're already starting to kind of know the area,
Yep.
know who's where.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. That area is higher tiered, so it's going to be more difficult. So go ahead and take a dice away. Do any of your contacts have a way to help?
Or we're in a higher end area?
Yeah.
Oof. No
I mean,
contacts who can
I've
help.
still got my prostitute contact.
Probably not very helpful in, what is it, White Crown, or where were you guys at for your...
You know, I don't know that I got written down. Unfortunately.
What was not written down?
With your hunting ground. I remember
Yeah,
what's...
Brightstone.
Brightstone.
Oh, I
Okay.
can't read. That's
Okay.
okay.
Okay. The air's a lot more secure. It's richer.
Right.
But,
Okay.
Nothing you haven't done.
and the prostitutes really don't probably venture outside of Silk Shore because people go to them for the business.
Right.
So,
Okay.
do any of your contacts hinder? This still goes for you guys too, because you guys can hop in on this too.
Right. No, you see me dragging a plane, and it's like, oh, I want in.
I gotta drop this off.
And just
I'm
do it in the truck.
I'm there with my dog basically as muscle.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a jailbird as my enemy. Probably
I've
not
got
this
a
neighborhood.
noble as my enemy.
I got
Oh
a
no! No!
I have a sentinel as my enemy.
We're-
priestess.
double.
We are in deep shit right now.
I have a priestess. As my
Probably
enemy.
not overly helpful here.
I'm okay with that.
Alright.
No, as my enemy.
Oh, is your enemy?
Yeah.
I'm still okay with that.
Probably not either.
It's an apothecary as my ally.
Not sure how beneficial an apothecary would be in
Wait,
basically,
killing or looting?
We're
basically,
looting.
basically stealing.
We're trying to avoid the killing.
All right.
Somebody had a birthday recently.
So,
I bought some flowers
all right.
for dear old mom.
Unless there is anything else, this sounds like a 2d6 fortune roll. Take the lower.
Oh, shit.
Oosh.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
One.
So,
Fire sex too.
so you guys start scoping out Brightstone there, and you find a gentleman that fits the bill. You know, the waistcoat, the cane, definitely looks pretty poncy.
See, Bill.
And give me my money, you poncy fuck.
Now the running
So-
theme.
So as you're setting up the whole get the money from him, like do you guys basically set it up like one's like distracting and the other one's rifling through his pockets, like doing that? Hey, baby.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sure. You get caught.
Why do I get caught?
Somebody's getting caught. Here.
I'll get caught. It's
Okay.
fine.
So you're working them and like she's doing the hey
I'm alert.
baby.
I'm
And
supposed to not be
The
caught.
smoker.
so you like start reaching into like feeling around his pants and like you get that wallet just in your hand. What you doing?
I would like to sway his attention onto me.
Well, no, this is set in the desperate situation.
Okay.
And he catches you like right with your hands on his billfold, like you trollop.
Okay.
So you are caught red-handed in the cookie jar, so to speak,
Okay.
and that is the beginning of the scene.
Great.
So was I I was distracting
You
you?
were the distraction.
You were the distraction, and you did horribly.
Unless you want me to be the distraction.
Nope, it's already set.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So he's now looking at me.
He is now looking at you.
Okay. Going to attempt to sway to suggest that his wallet had been on the floor and I am returning it to his pocket.
Okay.
I also have mesmerism.
Which does?
When you sway someone, you may cause them to forget that it happened until they next interact with you.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, that's going to be a desperate.
He doesn't know what to do with this.
We'll say desperate limited because like he's literally catching you like.
I
So
understand.
desperate limited. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine by me.
Okay. Pushing.
I'm gonna take 2 stress and push myself to gain an extra die.
Okay.
Yeah. 6.
Why, thank you, madam. And he puts his hand back on yours and pushes that billfold back in. Now let's continue on.
Is he still focused on me? Or is he back to focusing on her?
Oh, he is definitely focused on you. He forgot that you were trying to just take the billfold out.
I know, that's at least something. The blue coats aren't coming yet. God fucking damn it. Okay.
And that probably elevates it to risky now.
Okay. Oh, that was
Since
a
he is
distraction.
less
Okay. Great. So, you come here often?
like, yes, I live right over there. Ooh, just after my evening stroll in the late evening.
Very late evening. Well, I mean,
There is still time. It's just, even though it's constant
yeah,
darkness.
I know. Well, it's a matter of you can't really use the sky to tell time.
He's just starting his stroll. Let's go to his house.
Are you guys nearby and listening to this?
I am.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm not. So,
Okay.
yes, my house is over there.
Well, would you care for a walking partner this evening?
Or maybe 2.
Well, God's willing, I've got 2 arms.
Link arms with him?
Yep.
and
Grab the other one.
Start walking.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to the house. We're getting something.
I'm getting plenty out of this.
All right. He never did specify which house. Although,
He did say the one right over there.
You kind of pointed to
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a couple over there that it could be.
How's your finesse?
Although,
Good.
for the job, because you are in Brightstone, you guys do get a free downtime that you can use as a flashback to get, like, to scope out the area.
We were there early enough. You could have seen
Yeah.
what house they came out of.
Yeah.
So,
And you said free, so no
yeah.
stress involved.
So no stress involved.
Sweet.
So,
Use it when you get
sounds a lot like probably a survey.
And be studying.
Study's more like book.
I have survey,
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say, otherwise any of us would have been there early enough to attempt survey.
and I will push myself to get the extra die. 3.
So, with it being the constant night of Duskfall, the visibility down the street, like, it's just, you just see the cone of light, the orbs of light of the street lamps, and then people walking with their own hand lamps. And
Can we at least narrow it down to like 2?
you could probably narrow it down to like maybe a couple, that one of 2 houses for sure.
So,
But
you take one door, I take the other, we both knock, no one answers to the one. C'est la vie.
How late is it right now?
it's probably the 8th hour.
You want the one on the left or the right?
I'll go left, you go right.
I've never seen you ladies before.
Alright.
What which house did you go to?
The one on the right.
So, you knock and you hear some commotion on the inside. The door opens. Hello. It's a maid.
Yes, is the master of the house home.
Yeah.
May we speak with him? It's about his child's education. The one that almost lost the finger.
But
Almost. I might be a bit late.
she's very confused. She's got this very confused look on her face. Like, how did Jothan? This is the first I've heard of it.
He wasn't very proud of it in class, I'm afraid. It's,
Class. He's 2.
preschool is a very early start this year to the diseases going around. Just, if I can speak with the master who's home, we can...
Right.
Yep.
I'll go get him.
Yep. Ding dong, ditch him. She leaves, I'm going. He was in the other house.
Nope, out of there.
Okay. So, you go to the other house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Distraction.
So, you go to the house. Do you give it a rap on the door? Okay. Within a few moments, a young lady answers the door. Hello.
Evening.
Can I help you?
Is your master home?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, excellent.
Can I take?
Oh! Love it.
Blindsided. Wow.
So, wow. So what'd you use for that one?
I'm going to trying to think if I can justify using hunt.
We're
Because
hunting
it's-
money.
We're hunting money, and it's entirely blindsiding her.
Survival skills. It's survival of the fittest.
Desperate, limited.
3.
You like 3s.
So, like, you go for the punch, and she's like immediately shuts the door, like with your hand in between. Go ahead and take a level 3.
Level 3.
No, we'll go level 2, like broken hand.
Crunched.
Crunched, level 2 crunched. And we'll...
Suffocated at worst.
It was pretty forceful. And...
Roll prowess to avoid that.
Yeah.
The gentleman that you're with hears this, like, yelp and a slam. Like,
Oh, man.
down the streets, like... Pulls one of those numbers and... That sounded precarious.
When he turns, I'm gonna, like, if he turns my way,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss him.
Okay.
He turns the other way, he's getting trans-powdered.
Go ahead and roll me a d6. We'll say lows are turned to Arya, and the 4s, 5s, and 6s are to the transpowder.
Lows.
All right, so he turns to you, and you just plant
Yeah.
how enthusiastic are you with this?
Real enthusiastic.
Oh, okay.
Distraction.
Reckless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Recklessly enthusiastic.
Oh,
All
God.
right.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So he turns to you, and you just start going to town.
Grab his face and go.
Oh, shot. Ooh.
So he kind of pulls like that thing, and like he starts getting into it. Like, yeah, probably the most action he's seen in a 4-score.
Aw.
And about to get a lot more. Okay, so obviously because I'm playing Ding Dong Ditch, that's happening.
Okay. So do you run next door?
I'll help you, madam. Toss the smoke bomb.
Right. Which one?
The regular.
Okay.
Thank
Just
God.
clarifying. So,
I mean, the door can't be shut. It's crunching his hand.
but if your smoke bombs are like the size of a
Like a cat.
grapefruit, like,
Well, yeah, most of us gonna be on the outside.
okay.
Let's turn from a cat burglary into
We can't do
a
anything.
house
quiet.
fire.
Hey, that's a great idea.
No,
It's not.
It's super not.
This just came up to 2 heat really quick.
Smoker.
It's a smoke
So,
bomb, not a
all
fire.
right, you throw a smoke bomb. What are you using to get it where you want it?
I'm wrecking.
Okay.
Yep.
That's desperate standard.
Are you getting at this?
This is gonna get fucky really quick.
Yeah.
2 5s.
All right, so
Take your experience.
yeah, take your desperate experience. So like you do it, you get the smoke bomb in there. But the dispersion of this is all on the outside, and like it just starts billowing up by like the street lamp. And the gentleman that you are currently engrossed with, like he sees the smoke starting to smolder out the view of the lamp that's by his house that he knows oh so well. That's smoke down there by my house.
There's a handful of trans powder coming right around into his face.
All right, how are you delivering this transponder?
He pulls away. Wait a minute.
Right. I mean, he's not expecting it. I can run with Prowl.
Okay,
That would make sense.
all right.
Kind of sneaking it in between him and Arya. I'm praying not to hit Arya.
Desperate standard.
6.
6. Nice.
You-
Just let it happen.
and he becomes pretty now lucid. Like,
That's great.
let's go back.
And we walk.
Get him off the street.
Yeah.
So we're
People-
dragging him off the street.
Well, he
Can
can still
we,
walk. He's
oh.
just like
yeah, he's
really
just in a,
out
in
of
a
it.
Oh, okay.
daze.
So we
Psychologically,
Each
lead
take an arm
him
and
off
just-
the street.
Yeah.
psychologically, people tend to look away with PDA. So as soon as you planted that kiss on him, people were looking purposely.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So, with that, back to you guys.
I'm not staying
How do
there.
I roll against reducing the damage?
Okay, you can either use. Also, choose your guys' loadouts.
I already did.
Okay,
Same.
if you didn't already. All right, you can use armor to mitigate it. So like maybe the door crunched your armor a little bit instead, and that will reduce it down. And then when you resist, since this is a physical thing, that would be a prowess resistance.
So I use 3 die because I have 3 points.
Yep. But if you want to reduce it from a level 2 down to a 0, you need to use armor and resisting.
I think I'll use the armor. And I will resist. 5.
All right, so you take 1 stress, and you take nothing.
Beautiful.
Basically, a bonus. Ma'am, that could have hurt. So, what are you doing? There's no. You guys are now smoke engulfed.
I'm slamming the door, which my arm is,
Okay. Into her.
into her.
Okay.
And I'm going to use skirmish, I guess.
All right.
I'm gonna throw a knife at her.
Damn, bitch! Gosh. Just a little B&E.
Oh, nice roll.
6 and a 5.
So
I'm right.
you do it, and you just pull a right into her, and it just clocks her right in the face, and she just topples over backwards. Are you still gonna throw the knife at her?
She's
Like she's out.
shouldn't.
Okay.
Probably a
Stop.
wise decision.
Eh.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Grab the smoke bomb.
Not today.
Grab it.
Get out of here.
I thought it was a.
They're
Broken
alchemical, so it's just.
container.
It's more like a
Oh,
broken
yeah,
glass
that's worse.
jar.
I can't stop it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Oh, I can take the remains and throw it on the stoop next door.
Okay. All right.
Have they
So-
re-answered the door yet?
Huh?
Have the neighbors that he ding dong ditched
They probably
answered
opened the door
yet?
like.
Okay.
So, all right.
They'll think the
So
maid is crazy.
You get back in. You're now in the house.
Maid's talking about how the 2-year-old
So-
went to shot glass.
You probably have an hour for that trance powder.
Yeah. It's
So we
it's
are
about
going
max
to
out.
do a quick and dirty hit.
Yep.
Grab
And it's valuable and it's
anything
not
cash, anything
Jewelry.
jewelry,
Ooh.
um,
Oh, if they have anything weird.
anything weird,
Oh yeah, we should totally.
Okay.
anything like
We can clean the house in 15 minutes, but we're not
really
spending that much
nice high-end weaponry,
Okay.
stuff that would
Well, you guys can only carry so much.
right.
time. I'm just interested.
So, are you guys basically going for the high-end small stuff, so you can carry more?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless
Alright,
it's something that like
Stands out.
that stands out as this is something that would help us out as a group.
Okay.
Really valuable.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
One
a-
thing to remember: anything distinguishable that we then get rid of is going to be able to be traced
Traceable.
back to
Yep.
us.
Yeah, so obviously generic.
Stick to
not-
cash first.
Okay.
Anything that is
Nothing
nondescript.
embroidered.
So we can handle this a couple different ways. We can just handle it with a fortune roll based on the tier of the dude.
Especially if you guys are just doing kind of
A
Yeah.
quick and dirty job.
smash and grab. You're just
Um,
grabbing and going.
Yep.
So it's probably the best way, in my opinion.
Oh, hey. What was that? Wolf Gentleman's calling card thing. His gang bangers.
Ulf Ironborn.
Yeah.
They're Ulf Ironborn.
Yeah, he was asking what the calling card would have been
Oh, I don't
for
know.
his gang.
Anybody? No, we don't know.
Flashback.
I mean, if you really want a flashback on stuff that might not be pertinent.
I mean, he's dead. I don't know if his gang exists anymore.
That's true. Who do we hate? Do we hate anybody?
So while they deliberate this, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull this guy's wallet out and toss it to Arya.
Okay.
I'll catch that. and
Kind of
pocket it.
just set him down on the wall as she's
Oh.
rifling through the wallet.
I know what to do. I draw a man upside down.
Go ahead and. How are you doing it
Don't
then?
do that. Don't do that.
Doing what?
How are you just
I'm
basically
literally just grabbing, pat, I knew where the wallet was. I'm gonna snag that, toss it, And then just kind of set him down, leaning up against a wall.
Okay.
Because he's a little unstable.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll for how you are attempting to not draw his attention. Like he's tranced, but like there can be things that break this. Because
You should really have a seat. You look unwell.
I don't feel very good.
It's a 6
6.
on a sway
All right,
with
doesn't-
mesmerism.
Does not fucking matter.
So he's not even going to remember I pull his wallet out of his pants.
Okay. Was that only once, or do you have to pay a stress or anything like that, or just every
No,
time?
when you sway someone.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He just remembers you putting it back in, but not taking it out. Okay. All right. So let's go and tier roll then. That's probably the easiest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
fortune.
Go ahead and roll it's 3d6 for the fortune roll. We'll say that, like the normal, like 1 to 3 is a 1 coin worth of stuff. A 4 to 5 is 2. A 6 is 3. And then if you explode it, like that's 5.
6.
All right, so you guys acquire enough stuff that they believe is valuable to just get in and get out and go. So,
Yep, that's
all right. And how are you guys? Are you just gonna get in, get out?
Back door.
Back door.
Okay. So you guys take the back door through the house. Are you trying to? Are you just being as quick as possible with
and
no
quiet.
quick and quiet? Okay, then that's gonna sound a lot like a prowl to me, unless you think something fits a lot better.
Studied.
Hunt. Hunting requires, you know,
Knowing where
being
the street
quiet
and the
and-
layouts are.
I think the wrong people ended up in the house.
Yeah.
I think in this case, hunting is more like picking your target, not necessarily in like tracking and that sort of thing. Not necessarily being quiet in particular.
Knowing the architecture of the streets and alleyways and road maps for a more
A better
safe-
route.
Yeah, for a better route.
Sure, I'll take that.
Right.
For the study, risky standard for the. Are you still using hunt?
Sure.
Or okay, that is going to be risky limited.
2 5s.
2 5 on a risky standard. So you do it, and like you're like, all right, we got to go through the back door, cut through this alley, and then between these 2 buildings. Like that's the best way to get out of here. And as you guys are doing this, because there's going to be
6 and a 5.
all right, so you successfully start trailing through, but there is a blue coat patrol through this area currently, and they're just basically hanging out, and you guys are obviously carrying
Some stuff.
like
How much would we have to ditch to look less conspicuous? Or can we brighten
a
it
sizable. Well, you
With what? The stuff you have?
up? Stolen.
I mean the stuff that they're probably going to confiscate anyway if they catch you, and then they'll just take it and probably hawk it themselves.
Smoke bomb.
Is the answer to everything.
So we see the.
You see them.
Do they see us?
Do they see
That-
us?
no, but that is the complication for that risky 5.
Go the other way.
Yeah.
That is entirely an option. You can
let's go
you
the
can
other
try a different avenue of approach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, if we see them, we're gonna go.
Yep. It's like, oh, no. Seek
Um,
alternative route.
I mean, with your 6, you probably could know a couple different routes. This was just the best one for the quickest getaway.
Oh, not going for the quickest, just quietest.
Same difference in this.
Okay, well, clearly this would become something else. So we're gonna go maybe a more slightly public route.
Okay.
Slightly.
All right. go ahead and roll me another hunt then, if you were doing the same thing. So as you're kind of skulking about and being
Still
vigilant,
risky.
yeah, it is still risky limited.
5 and a 1.
All right. So you continue on, and God damn, Brightstone. Why are all these blue coats here? Well, it's Brightstone. It's the rich people. They pay for it.
So there are more blue coats showed up.
They're
Just more out of
in
patrol.
general.
Just in general. Like, their presence in Brightstone is one of the highest. Now, they don't see you, but you see them.
So obviously we're going to tuck back away.
Yeah.
Then come up with a plan. If I distract one group, you can then go down that route.
You suck.
No, there is something you guys can do that could totally negate this. And it's one of the best things about this game.
There's like a mechanic.
Oh,
I-
yeah, it's the flash.
It's a
I
flashback.
can't because I don't have any stress left.
I can. Flashback. Promising this particular group that they would grant us the look away in exchange for 30% of the cut. And obviously they wouldn't have to dirty their hands to do it.
That sounds like a sway to me.
Consort. This is a negotiation.
This is true, and you are messing with the higher society folks, so yeah.
Consorting with dirty cops.
Everyone's got a price.
Sure. Go ahead and roll to see how effective you were in trying to convince these boys.
Not very.
What'd you get? So they kind of like, yeah, whatever, old man. So
So, we
So
can't
they
go
still
down
don't
that-
see you, but you didn't convince them to do anything.
I think you're a crackpot.
What stress did you take for that?
to one.
Okay, cool. If he sees me, you'll know something's up.
Okay, then we go that way.
Yep. Route number 3.
Okay.
Gonna just stroll down town.
Oh,
So you're continuing skulking about and basically pulling like the Goonies thing, like just pockets like overflowing and hands full, and you turn a corner and you come face to face with 2 blue coat officers staring you down. Or you're taller, aren't you?
I am.
It's probably more. Bit late for a stroll, gentlemen.
No, Lily.
I was.
I don't happen to have a timepiece on me. Do you happen to have the time? Hey, Fang, do you happen to have the time?
The okay.
And my very large mastiff trots up.
All right.
We leave.
Oh, yeah. Fang says it's time for you guys to walk the other way.
That sounds an awful lot like a command to me. Desperate standard.
Fuck it. Let's take some stress.
6. Oh, nice.
Can I assist?
By the way, the time 8:30. As he puts the watch that was back on top of the stack.
Slip something nice into his pocket. Have a wonderful day. It's my sex. Finally got rid of that thing. It doesn't have my
And
pictures on
they
it. I borrowed
continue on their route.
Do, 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 do. I love this dog. I'm gonna make him some armor.
Alright.
I'm gonna call it Puppy. Yeah, we'll work on it.
And with that, I mean, yeah, I think you guys can probably escape away from there because Brightstone's all not that huge and it's pretty sparse. So, or more on the sparse side compared to Char Hollow. So.
All right. So we meet up
Yes.
at the rendezvous.
So what do you guys do with the old timer?
We found evidence he was a dirty old man.
We took all of his things
Worthy of death.
and then let him sit there. I don't know what you would.
I'm going to highly recommend he returns home.
Cover his toes with peanut butter.
Okay. All right.
I don't want rats to eat him.
I'm reckless, not insane.
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you take him home then, or do you just tell him to go home?
I'm kind of just gonna point him in the direction and.
Yeah, we get him back on his
Hey,
feet
you know,
and walk him
you
into
should
the street.
really-
You're right. You're pretty.
Aw, thanks, but you should.
You
really,
too.
You should really head
You
home.
kiss good.
Thank you.
Twirl the mustache.
Hope you have a wonderful walk.
And he gets a little more pep to his step as he continues on home.
Are we going down the same path that we were earlier?
No.
Okay.
So, and with that, we'll go and wrap that score up then.
Okay.
All right.
Got a little hairy there for a second.
How'd you guys do?
All right.
I mean, she got some.
So did we. Give a little, get a little. Someone got a face full.
all right. Go
I
ahead
got a
and
pet a
put
dog.
3 wrap on the sheet for that one. In addition to the stuff of the house, no, it's 3 coin,
Okay.
and that was.
Did we get coin from him as well?
Coin is a very
Big
flexible
Right.
briefcase
So,
full of money.
yeah. So
It's not petty cash.
yeah, it's not. It's a liquid petty cash. That was pretty quiet. So
One side of it was.
one heat.
Well, thank you for being gracious.
He just knocked a maid out. Like,
That could have been a lot worse.
yeah.
The smoke bomb, I'm surprised didn't draw like fire attention.
Too late, man. You dispersed rather nicely. It was open in the air.
That's true. It was in the air.
Go and roll me that 2d6.
6 and a 4.
Who are you rivals with?
Do we just make somebody upset? That's one of our rivals?
It's one of our rivals.
Maybe we should take that gang out first.
I mean,
The cops?
all of
That's
it.
a gang.
Not exactly a gang that you can take out at this level.
Not
This
this
is
level,
very
but they
true.
are a gang.
Future aspirations. Maybe not right away.
So, outside your guys' cathedral, there's a spirit that is manifested, and it's basically calling out your actions.
It's calling out our actions.
Oh, no.
Murder. And it's that, none other than Ulf Ironborn.
Just murder?
Can I get a better description on a spirit being charmed, please?
I believe it just prohibits things like from like
Possessing me?
Possessing.
Okay, if that's what it does. I just needed to know because it's sitting here.
So just murder. Also, do I know you?
You've seen him.
but
You know this.
Well, but does he know me? Because I wasn't there for the murder of
It's
him.
true. It is very true.
If it's just murder, I stole a planer. Goodbye.
Ghosts just prefer to avoid it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So basically, pulling the old lady from Princess Bride. Move!
I'm gonna get closer.
Question.
Answer.
I have Ghost Veil that I can partially go into the ghost field and become shadowy and insubstantial for a few moments.
Okay.
It doesn't talk about this on here, but can I punch a ghost or attack a
You're going
ghost?
to murder
with
the
this?
dead?
Think of the
Wait, are
ghost
we
field
trying
more
to-
like ambient energy that you're manipulating to do that sort of thing.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So, no, you guys now have the ghost of Ulf Ironborn outside the ruined cathedral, basically calling you out.
I take it they didn't.
Murder!
I take it they didn't find the body.
Not soon enough.
Start swinging
Not
my
at all.
Spirit Bane charm.
I mean,
Hey, you didn't pull it back out from under the bed, did we?
nope. And then Bluecoats didn't care.
Nope. It was a cum-soaked room, and they're like, nah, not without gloves.
So, but that is the entanglement. So,
Okay.
let's go ahead and do EXP, and we can do downtimes to wrap it up,
Okay.
and then that is where we will call it.
All right. So you want to start with the crew sheet?
Yes, let's go and start with the crew sheet
Okay.
for this simple duper super duper score there.
Yeah. So interesting theory. You know, we went complete opposite of what our crew is.
Yeah.
So execute a successful accident, disappearance, murder, or ransom operation.
We
We
could
did
have
not.
taken the maid.
I actually debated on ransom after the fact. Like I was sitting here, we have like, we got this body.
Yeah, we could have took the the man.
We could've
To be
brought him
fair,
back
our
with
arms were
us.
full with coin. So
Contend with challenges above your current station.
definitely.
Definitely.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
That was ambitious.
It was very ambitious. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
We needed money.
I mean, it's a goal.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is a goal. Okay.
And personal. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Then
first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took my desperate XP. Addressed a challenge with tracking or violence. I used violence.
Yep.
Definitely.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or
To
background.
be fair, you expressed violence more than once.
I did express
With
violence.
that dog in.
Yeah, that was
punching me
definitely a threat to
Yeah.
violence. Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
No, military.
Didn't really bring in the military.
She's just now decided she's gonna cry from up there.
Don't
I didn't see where the cat was.
The
Her
cat
head
tree is
is
right
all
around the
there.
corner.
All I could
She's
hear
been
is there's a
nudging
cat
this camera
behind
again
me.
too. Like she started rattling the camera.
Probably not.
Hopefully
Struggled
it's
with
okay.
issues from vice or trauma. No.
Next time we should put where tape is, just in case she nudges the camera, we can set it back.
Okay.
All right, next.
Jake.
Let's see here. I got my desperate action. Let's see here. Addressing the challenge with technical skill or mayhem, definitely with the studying of the streets, and then also
More
the-
mayhem.
Yeah, and then the smoke. Definitely.
Okay. Mayhem.
Let's see here. Expressing my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, definitely with the other house.
Yes.
But he's 2 years old.
Go get the master. Oh no. That maid is crazy. She needs to get her head locked. What 2-year-old goes to a wood shop? Really?
It's
I
true.
know a great shrink. It's me. Let's see here. Struggle with issues, vice, traumas during the session. Probably not.
That's a negatory Ghost Rider.
More times than not, you won't actually come across that one until you start traumaing.
Yeah, like.
qualifies this time.
It could have totally backfired.
You addressed a challenge with deception or influence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Expressed beliefs drives heritage or background. I mean,
Lady of the Night.
her whole background is underworld and street urchin.
That
Yeah,
was,
I think,
so-
and
I would agree.
that was the whole point of doing this thing
Right.
was
Yeah.
her.
And then issues from vice or trauma, no.
Weren't you using your vice?
Technically,
This
yes.
whole bit was her vice.
So yes, okay,
I would
yes.
say yeah.
I struggled with my vice.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna go do a thing.
Because
okay.
I need to.
Okay.
Because money. Okay.
I like it.
All right.
I like money.
You address the challenge with stealth or evasion. I don't know because I was the distraction.
Not necessarily.
Not this time.
You expressed beliefs drives heritage or background.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your background?
Well, you know the background.
No, I'm saying, what do you have written there, though?
Oh.
Like, for your simple background. Underworld?
Yeah, I have Underworld.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's out of place for an underworld background. The fact that we just robbed a guy in the street,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
true.
I would go with yes.
It definitely fits the family MO.
Right. So I would vote background.
You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas.
I mean,
You,
This.
we just picked a guy off the street. That was pretty reckless.
well, and yeah, I was okay. One out of that.
All right.
All right. And we'll go ahead and go into the downtime actions then. So what are you guys doing in between now and your guys' next score?
What's our heat?
We currently have 3 for heat.
Right. So good to remove stress and remove heat.
Okay.
I mean, unless someone needs me to make something.
Long term, yes.
What do we
At
need?
some point, I'm going to need you to make me a foldable or otherwise reducible rifle.
That's a single downtime action as a tinker roll.
Oh, sweet.
So let me do that one.
Okay. That similar thing, I believe that is a like
Similar to what I did with this mobile.
it's either a +1 interior or +2. Can't remember which. That's probably +2 as well. Nah, we'll go +1 with it.
Okay.
Because it's just for something easily concealed and
Yeah.
okay.
5.
You got. You meet your tier, or so.
Spend a coin, make it fine.
I've already got a fine long rifle.
So it's just basically a
Yeah,
quality.
you're just improving.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's fine.
it's a +1
Alright.
quality.
And then I will de-stress.
Okay. So, and that +1 it's concealable, and that's what makes it +1.
Mhm.
It can be broken down and smuggled. Okay. So, like, you're sitting there tinkering with this rifle, and like, if we take this and saw this part here, and so, and while messing around with that, you got some other projects going on that you're messing around with, and yeah.
You want to do something about that bush outside.
Murder!
That's
Shut
gonna
up,
get
you.
old.
That is going to get old.
You're really old.
Alright, so what do I roll? 1d6?
How the fuck did you even find us?
Yes.
4.
You clear 4 stress. Oh, you almost overindulged. Oh. If you overindulge, fun stuff happens.
So
The
if
fun
you
stuff would
roll
be-
a higher number
Yeah, if you
than
roll
what you
higher
had
than-
stress, then
Yeah, you don't want to go
overindulge.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why if you've only got like 3 stress, don't worry about it.
It depends
Alright.
on who you
That's if you like the fun box.
That was perfect.
Who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm going to de-stress.
You didn't get enough?
What other option do I have? I mean, that could have cleared stress, but we weren't in downtime. So,
This is true.
you know, it's one of those things.
And it was pretty sketchy.
It's a little sketchy. So, anyway, not taking Ario with me this time because things get a little less risky.
So much better alone.
There's nothing against her. It's just
So
she's new blood.
So you go back out and
you
probably
walk-
take someplace that's a little less secure.
Yeah.
Walk down the street, take a deep sigh, 10 bullets.
It's my highest, right?
Lowest.
Between her fingers.
Lowest?
One.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. I'm good with that. 5.
You clear 5.
Awesome.
So
And-
yeah, you go out there and you have a nice successful I'm gonna utilize you session with gentlemen that you intend to never ever see again.
Well, you sure as hell not gonna remember you seen me.
That's true. And what else are you doing?
I mean, our heat isn't even that high.
You have something to work against both.
You can start a long-term clock for the crew to find a physiker.
Yeah,
That's
why
an
don't I
option.
do that?
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay. How are you going to go find one?
I am going to start asking some of the local girls
Okay.
if they know of anybody who is looking for some side work.
Okay. Are you going to a particular girl?
I mean, I could.
You could.
I could. It would be beneficial if I went to Nyrix.
Okay.
So, yeah, why don't I do that?
Okay. What are you? I guess. What skill are you using then?
I mean, I could definitely see Sway. Hey, you really do want to tell me if you got somebody. I've got some folks that could really use a helping hand.
Okay, sure thing. You get an extra die because of using your contact.
Okay. 3.
It's a start.
It's a start. It's something. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to try to heal my last bit of cough there.
Okay. And how are you doing that?
Camphor? Eucalyptus?
You can try to do it yourself, but you need the physiker ability to do that.
Oh,
Otherwise,
okay.
you need to go find a physiker with the acquire asset.
Okay, well then I guess I'm not doing that. Does healing happen only with the physiker? Like it doesn't happen over time?
The idea is that you guys are under so much like stress of your life that you need to take that time to fix yourself.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're not giving your body a chance to do it itself.
Then can I add to the physiker pie?
Yes,
if
you can.
Okay.
How are you doing that?
I would be finding out. Let's see. So living on the streets, I would be have traveled a bunch, and maybe come across different physiker offices.
Okay. Yeah, you've probably seen a few.
Yeah. So kind of inquiring.
Okay. Which action are you using?
I don't know. Could I argue?
If
Okay.
you have like survey or finesse, maybe.
I have a survey. I can do that.
Okay.
And
If you have a contact that can help you, they can give you an extra die.
I have a locksmith. That's not gonna work. Plus, I'm breaking into
Yeah,
their
you're breaking
office.
in. Hey, that could have helped last.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I was at the house
Could've.
instead of. Yeah.
Next time we're leaving the boys at home.
You got the money.
They
Yeah,
did get the money. And if we had run into the Bluecoats, it might not have ended so well.
We probably would have went out the back door.
It's true.
Hoop skirts hide
Um,
lats.
It's true.
Note to self. Hoop skirt for men.
So survey and
Sure.
I'll take stress for
Push yourself for an extra die.
yes.
Devil's bargain. If you want, you can add an extra die to that roll, but the crew gets 2 heat.
2 heat.
Well, we're sitting at 3.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll just take the 4.
Okay. Halfway there.
It's something.
Okay, and so for my other action, I would like to go back to the dressmaker shop
Okay.
and talk to her about making that dress. So you said it was like a long-term project.
Well, it can be,
Okay.
or it could be something as simple as taking it to the tinkerer.
Yes, but
To-
he's already.
Buying a dress, and if it's pre-existing, he's just modifying it.
Mm-hmm. And any item that you have can be upgraded like that.
Okay. So, but I can't use my downtime action for that, right?
You can use it technically to go to the dressmaker and buy a new dress, and then have it modified if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go back to the boutique shop and what can I help you for?
Just in the market for a new dress.
Oh, that is pretty raggedy, isn't it?
Well, it's been through some hard times.
You should wash a lot more gently.
Yes, well, I'll do better next time.
Those are delicates, my dear.
A little too delicate. What do you have that's a little more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rugged.
Sturdy.
Resilient.
Is the missus looking to expect trouble?
Possibly a little.
We might have a material. So you can. So however which way you want to do it, you can either start a long-term clock. You can, or acquire, like just a dress, and then he can later upgrade.
Now, is that like would a dress have a quality?
It
to
would just be you could acquire a dress, and then its quality would be an acquire asset. I mean, you'd be
Okay.
buying one, and then
Yeah.
it's however much coin and like what you roll.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Can I take my cut of coin
Yeah.
out of?
Do it. I mean,
All right.
they've been spending coin too, so.
So roll first.
Okay. What
with
am I
your-
rolling?
That is however you are trying to convince this shopkeep to.
Can I argue finesse? That
Haggling.
I'm being very.
I'm
I,
Batman.
I think Sway or Consort are probably the better options.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. All right. Well, I guess
I'm
I'm
not wearing that.
disadvantaged. No. All right.
6.
And
And what?
2.
was that the blue
It
one?
was the blue one, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was your other
So
one there.
2
Two?
is what I got. Unfortunately. It's a lot.
You got a 6 in there.
Yeah.
But it goes by the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
I'm
by the lower
doing
end.
at disadvantage right now.
So she she's like, I got this dress here. It's probably not exactly what you're looking for. Like it's barely better than what you're wearing, only because it's whole. No. Or there's some other options here, but those are gonna be
So you want 1 coin for this?
the one that no, this right here, no. If you want better, it takes coin.
What?
The roll determined like the base.
Okay. What do you have for 1 coin?
This frock right here, and she pulls out a dress that is basically on par with the one that you bought before. Equally as nice. Definitely doesn't look, but for all intents and purposes, like it's a quality like 0
Okay.
item. So it's
It's a quality 0 item.
yeah, it's basically the par with the stuff that you guys have now.
It's pretty much
isn't-
base
it's-
start.
yeah.
For a
Okay.
coin.
Unless you want to drop another coin to get a another one-up.
That's a lot of money for a dress.
When you can just have him.
Yeah. All
Go with
right.
the cheap shit. I fix.
It's okay, I fix.
It's okay. We fix these. Boop, fixed.
Well, I already erased the coin for you, so.
Yeah.
All right, so it is your tier level then.
Okay.
So
Yay.
Looking to get this dress.
I can make you hockey pads.
I am going to de-stress to start. We'll see from there.
Nice.
is that all of it?
No. Oh, no. I was almost stressed out. I was at 9,
Oh,
but I have an extra.
yeah. You go to that freaky deaky seance
Yeah.
and
Really
get
get
some
the ghost
clarity.
Murder.
Oh,
You didn't have to go too far. You just right outside.
The seance came to you.
I had sex over your dead body.
Just put a couple candles around that the murder ghost. I mean,
And then
It's ectoplasm, I swear.
And then I'm going to work on the clock.
For the Physiker?
Yep.
Okay.
And I am going to go see my old army buddy Melvir, who is a Physiker.
Dude! All right.
Wait with
You could
that.
have taken everybody to see him!
Dick. All right. You get
You asshole.
if you didn't take it already, you get an extra dice for this roll. Because you're using a contact.
Right. I'm not sure. Command, I think I would go.
You would still get the extra, like I said, if you didn't take it already.
No, I've got
A
it.
higher ranked officer.
6.
I'm glad we all agree. He's a dick.
So you go to your buddy and you're like, "Hey, we need help. Like, do you know a guy?" He's like, "No, I know a guy. I am your guy.
Smack upside the back of the head.
Add that guy to that."
I know a
What's his
guy.
name?
Melvir, Melvir.
Wait.
Why?
Sicker.
That one you're really close to. That one is your rival.
But then
But you had the
You
choice
can
of all those.
you had a choice of any of those.
Dude.
Okay. There, we have a Physiker. Damn time.
All right, and I believe that's everybody's downtime.
I
Okay,
know what I would have done last time.
we'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
And with that being said, thank you for joining our little bit of the foray into Duskfall. If you enjoyed what you saw, give us a like and subscribe. And if you want to and support us, we have a Patreon link down below in the comments section. But with that, we hope you enjoyed and hope to catch you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've killed some of us more than once.
He anticipated.
You got better.
That's the important.
It's true.